Hello, everyone out there. Hello, hello, hello.
How's it going?
Hey there.
Now, if I can figure out. There we go. All right.
There we go. All right.
Let's see.
Wow. Here we are back again. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've hopped on a stream.
It's been a hot minute, and we don't have anything to discuss.
No.
Not at
Just
all.
an impromptu, like, hangout, hangout, chat, talking about Muppets? No, just kidding.
Yes. Well, I am Zombie Chris, everyone. If you do not know how you somehow stumbled upon this channel, hello, I am Zombie Chris. And we also have, just like, the third tag team member who just popped up out of nowhere, aka everyone knows him, or you might call him different other YouTuber names, but the one and only, the Losh.
Hello. Hey there. Hi there. Ho there. How you guys doing? Happy to be here. It's been a while. A long while.
And without further ado, we have the one and only, the man behind the voice. You may not see his face too often. He's in the shadows.
This is the only time this year.
He's like the curator, but the voice only version. Mr. Dreamport Productions.
How's it going, y'all? Big stuff today. Big stuff today. Lots of things to talk about.
Can anyone see the chat at all? Because I cannot somehow see the chat. It is not popping up for me. So I'm not sure if anyone is saying anything, because I am not seeing any comments. I see our chat, but I need to be able to see the chat.
I'm going to put a message in here.
Yeah, let's see. I see theirs, but why can't I see the chat? No, I see ours. Why can't I see you
I have
guys?
the chat. I have the chat pulled up on my end, on like my phone, but that's not
I wonder if I'm gonna have to,
great start.
Do I have to restart?
Come on, great start.
Well, we follow in tradition of, like you said, horror nights. Where stuff pops up, stuff goes away, stuff doesn't
Things
work.
happen late. We get things late.
Oh man. So in the chat box you don't see it, right? At all, where it says live stream chat.
No, I'm not seeing anything. Normally I would.
I see Aiden stuff, but if I look on the live stream,
that's what I have it pulled up on my phone, but
so should I test it? Should I just hit restart and see if it's going to do anything?
Restart without the intro. We've subjected these people long enough to too many HHN B-roll clips, so cut the intro.
Let's see.
What?
All right. What did that do? Did that boot everyone out?
There's 2 zombie Chris's. The chat's here.
Yeah, but now I can see.
There we
now
go. Now we can see the chat.
But there's 2 Chris. Whoa, 2 Chris. Double Chris.
2 Chris's.
What do you mean,
Double
Chris's? What are you talking about?
Double the zombie, double the Chris.
Where?
On the screen.
On my screen, I only see literally one.
Well, if you look on YouTube right now.
Oh my God! Why is there double?
Now it's gone. It's cool. It's cool.
I just need to refresh up.
It's cool.
Okay, that was my twin. Everyone, I let the cat out of the bag. Yes, I have an identical twin.
That's how you get the videos out so fast.
That makes so much sense.
One records and one edits.
Oh, we have some of our regular viewers in here. Can you bring up any of the chat messages? Right, you can see them. You can click on them.
I can see them. I see one. Y'all are just too iconic. You broke YouTube. Is crazy.
Oh, that is definitely for you, Dreamport.
Oh, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about that. You know what is so bad that you're gonna need a big red, like we should have talked about this beforehand, like a
Spoiler?
symbol for me
Oh.
to stop talking, for me to just stop talking.
I need a sign just to be like,
Yeah.
keep talking, stop talking.
It's just like a big hand, handprint.
Dreamport says, hey, y'all.
Hey.
Dreamport does not have a twin that we know of.
I do not have a twin. That's why my video took longer to come out, because it is just me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we kind of forgot about Otis.
Oh,
Everyone,
that's so last
oh
year,
my
baby.
God, Otis, yeah, he really did come and go. And last time I saw him, he was a dessert. that was it.
A dessert.
He was a dessert, right?
Oh, the eye. Well, no,
Yeah,
it was
the
a drink.
eye.
He was a drink.
Drink.
Yeah, he
I
was a
thought
beverage.
he was a dessert, though. Are you sure?
I don't remember a dessert.
The chat
I
would.
would've-
The chat would know. Oh, well, we'll have to wait and see. Well, yeah, if the marketing, yeah, we'll have to see on that. What should be Blumhouse's, Jason? Oh yeah, you get 3 for 1.
Three for
Three
one
for the
today.
price of 1.
Exactly.
Well, thank you. Yes, we miss you too. Where, what Lash as well. That's right. Why can I do these? Are they showing up on yours?
Yeah,
The chats?
I'm seeing him here. Yeah.
Oh, I am not seeing them on mine.
Oh, this is
Your twin's
It
getting
would-
them all. You're not getting them.
Yeah.
exactly. Chris with a K is getting them all.
How did you know? I was in dislikes. No, he probably likes Hollow Scream. Yeah, that's my twin.
Maybe a huge, not so scary guy.
Big fan of classic monsters. Big fan of a Chucky Ultimate Kill Count. Like, I think the number one fan of that house
I think
there.
that's their favorite
Triplets.
house.
Triplets all the
Yeah,
way,
triplets
baby.
all the way.
Top tier.
Yes.
So, we did have quite a little bit to discuss. So, Sunday night, I guess we can start off. I guess we start off there. Where were you guys when this kind of came about? I mean, what was your thing? What were you just in the know, or were you like, what in the world? Like, this can't be real, or describe it.
I guess I'll start because we're pointing.
Well,
For
no, I was asking.
me, I don't know. We're all pointing different directions. For me, I was at home. I want to say I was just doing nothing. I was enjoying my Sunday night, enjoying my evening. No plans on the horizon. And
Thank
then
you, Jason Blum.
yeah, Jason Blum had me. Okay, got to boot up the microphone. But you know what? I'm glad they didn't do it at 10 p.m. or something. Like, it was early enough that I was able to do that turnaround video within like 2 or 3 hours. So, which is unreal for me. Usually it takes me a lot. Like, Fallout took me a lot longer to edit. That was a 6-7 hour edit versus Five Nights at Freddy's, which was a lot quicker. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't think it was real. I thought it was absolutely like a spec site or some like fake. Because I've been seeing people start doing like fake house announcements because we've just been dry for so long. Like, we're just doing like dream house announcements, like make them look real. So, I thought that's what happened.
Lodge?
I was in bed.
Oh, man.
So I work early now. So I have AM shifts. So I was like, let me go to sleep, just to go to like in general. I wake up around like 9-10 o'clock, and Lexi's blowing my phone up, and she's like, "FNAF, it's coming to Horror Nights," and I'm like,
You're like,
"Okay."
what?
Like, what are you talking about? There's. Let me check, and then I see the tweet, and I'm like, "There's no way. I'm gonna take a nap again because there's no way this was real." I woke up at like 12:30, and I was like, "I'm gonna make a video now," because this was legit.
That's fair. That's real. That's real.
Oh
And that's how
man,
that
I'm trying to even think, because Sunday night, I was like you, Dreamport. I was doing nothing. Literally, was just chilling, and I don't even know like if it was one of you guys or someone text me it or something. I don't even know how it popped up, and I was like, "What? Wait, what?" And I
Yeah.
was like, "Wait a minute, let me go to the website." And it wasn't showing anything, so I kept refreshing and not believing this because I was like, "Well, where's this coming from? Like, what's the source here?" Like, so then I had to try to figure out what was going on and then try to piece together some kind of video out of that little teeny announcement. And if you have no clue of what we're talking about, it is this. So
So much
I can do.
information there.
I'm Jason Blum, and Universal Studios and Halloween Horror Nights.
Thank you for that. That caught me so off guard. Thank you. That meant so much to me.
I feel like I just met Jason Blum. That's crazy. I didn't know that
I know.
Chris was a triplet.
I'm not supposed to say anything, but
Crazy. Chris is a
don't tell anyone. But yes, more details coming soon, which we thought coming soon would probably be right around the time of later on in the week. Nope.
Not yet.
So I don't think, and Lash can maybe chime in here. In my history of going to Horror Nights, I don't think this has ever happened where we've had something teased to say coming soon, more information, and then get a different house announcement. I don't think I've ever witnessed them doing this for Horror Nights.
I don't think so. The closest thing I've seen is people let me know in my comments in general that the Blum Zone, Enter the Blumhouse, was a similar type of announcement. But even then, that's not a huge as IP as this is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's real.
this is massive. This is a dream property for Horror Nights, for a lot of people as well. So it's like a weird way for them to structure this.
True.
The thing is about it, and it makes so much sense knowing what happened later this week. So much sense. Knowing what they would announce and why that would matter to have this come first. And I think
to have 5 nights?
to have a huge ass IP out first.
2
Because
huge IPs.
Well, one huge IP and one not so huge IP.
Yeah, so they announced Fallout,
Yeah,
and FNAF was there,
FNAF is just there.
Yeah.
One huge ass IP for me, and maybe 3 other people in the chat. But but no, I think it's smart. It's a smart move. Like I said, looking in retrospect, because you get people that you get the lock in there to where people know there's something happening. So when they do reveal whatever details, now, like I said, that's a good move for a lot of different reasons because people already know and they're excited for that reveal. However, the details of the announcement might be not as big as people are hyping it up to be with this kind of announcement early, because you have more time to think about what it could be and have all these crazy ideas of what they could be doing with it beyond potentially a house. Maybe they do other stuff,
yeah,
maybe they
that's
don't.
true.
And if you have that idea in your head of like, oh man, it's going to be a whole new way, it's going to be such a major IP, it's going to have so much presence at the event, which I'm sure it will, it can set up false expectations. So that's
true,
the kind of double-edged sword aspect of it. But either way, this announcement, quite literally, and I know you guys have a lot more experience than I do. In my experience with HHN, this has been the biggest announcement I've ever seen. And it's not even the announcement yet. In terms of hype level, like beyond just the HHN community, in terms of like the collective like scream, like theoretical scream that was let out from all the HHN fans, both the people who wanted to see this forever
Yeah.
or the people who don't even know what Halloween Horror Nights is. That's a big thing, and I think this IP is going to shape this year, but it's going to set the tone for what's to come in the future, I think, if it is a large scale installation.
Wow. That's just, I mean, I don't think I could say it any better than that. And we want to give a good shout out to Avion, our boy in the fog, or wherever he appears. So he will be back scaring folks at some point in some capacity or in the fog or somewhere. I don't want to reveal that, but yeah. I would say Stranger Things is probably the second. I feel like that was such a huge step for Horror Nights, and that they started that relationship with Netflix. And this one is certainly, obviously, you know, more of a craze than what Stranger Things has been, especially because the game has been out for what? How long? Years?
11 years.
It's been 11 years of building fandom from now, like newer kids who are like teenagers who are getting into Five Nights to people who, you know, have played the games originally and are older. So smart play. Jason Blum knew what he was doing, even though he just, you know, everyone want to give him, you know, the thumbs down for leaking it. It was a very smart business move. If that's, you know, I mean, that's how they can play it out.
Sure.
You know, well, it's a business move, you know, it moved numbers, because definitely I would say this probably sold some tickets or got people interested in, oh, what is this Halloween Horror Nights thing? Oh, I'm definitely going to be asking my parents, you know, can I maybe go to this? So, yeah.
Well, I'll say this. This is the first time I was scrolling through YouTube earlier today. This is the first time I've ever seen like a huge creator covering a Horror Nights announcement. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was Daco, the one that does Five Nights.
Okay.
Yeah, he does like Five Nights at Freddy's content. He's done
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's content. So seeing him upload something like this shows that there's so much hype behind this. And I know people in general that are Horror Nights fans have wanted Five Nights at Freddy's at Horror Nights, but Five Nights at Freddy's fans have wanted to see this for so long, because they had Fright Dome back in 2015, 2014. I can't remember the year exactly, but not everyone knew about that. And that was only like a bubble of what this could possibly be. Even if it is just a haunted house, I think this is still going to make levels when it comes to Horror Nights in the future. Just like Stranger Things, I think this is a stepping stone to see what they could possibly do next. It's basically like nothing is off the table if this does well.
That's that is definitely some dangerous talk right there, sir.
I mean, it's crazy to think about, because obviously, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's is Blumhouse, right? If we're assuming it's more based on the movie, that is Universal, right? Universal did put out that film, but even so, like, it's not attached to a major studio. Like, Universal is the studio that is attached to, so it is like an in-house property. But looking at Fallout, for example, you're looking at Amazon and Amazon / Bethesda, Microsoft. You're looking at these bigger parties that have never had this interaction with Horror Nights before. So that idea of Five Nights at Freddy's being the stepping stone, or this year rather, being the stepping stone for potential new alliances, new partnerships with different companies and different agencies, could be really interesting as it pertains to, like you know, like you were saying, like Stranger Things was Stranger Things, right? But also we got Hill House out of that, because that's also Netflix. You know, that Netflix partnership continued, and who knows if we see more in the future. I know they did. Wasn't there a Netflix thing at one of the overseas parks, like a Netflix? It was like some kind of horror series. I want to say maybe Singapore, Japan,
yeah.
something like that.
Oh
Yes.
man.
One of those.
I got you with this one. I'll do the research real quick.
But
Wasn't it like
that is an interesting take, though,
Uh-huh.
about like, because like even before that, we had American Horror Story, and that was FX, and yes, Slosh.
All of Us Are Dead, Netflix series.
Oh, okay, there you go.
So
So another
That's right.
Netflix, another Netflix. And who knows after Stranger Things is ending this year, but who knows, maybe they pursue a finale Stranger Things house in the future or another series that comes up in the future. So you never know. So like other than Warner Brothers, that seems to be very back and forth with Universal when it comes to haunt stuff, back and forth. There are so many other partnerships that can be made, and that is very interesting as it pertains to the future. And I think Five Nights at Freddy's can be the gateway to other series, because Stranger Things brought in that new audience. And if you're coming from a corporate perspective, from one of these third parties that goes, man, a lot of people went to this. Like, we put money into this event, we allowed licensing for this event, and it was very beneficial for us. So why not, continue partnerships down the line? And other brands might appear out of nowhere that you were like, oh, I never thought we could see. I never thought Fallout was in the cards, ever. Really,
Ever? Wow.
realistically, no. Especially not like now. I didn't think it. I think beyond like the kind of the, I don't want to say the heyday of game houses because they only had 2 of them, but like beyond that point, I didn't know when video games would come.
Yeah,
when video
because
games would come back.
it wasn't exactly successful for
Yeah, but the
Horror
last
Nights.
But The Last of Us
One
was
was,
one of those.
one, yeah, one wasn't, but that's why they took
Right.
such a while of a break. Like, yeah, we
They were very
need a
hesitant.
refresher.
Right.
Do you think the leak was planned by Universal? Is just too much of a coincidence? So like
I really don't think it was a leak.
tin foil hat.
Lush.
I don't think it was a leak.
Yeah, it's not a
Yeah,
leak.
I don't think it
'Cause
was.
why would Jason Blum have the graphic ready at CCXP Mexico if
Yeah.
it was supposed to be a leak? Or
And
if
goes
it
on the
was a
website.
leak.
The
And it goes on
website
the
and social
almost
media.
immediately after
Yeah.
he announced it.
Yes.
So it's like it was planned, just probably not executed properly by
Yeah.
Universal's end.
Because maybe the time difference. Maybe they were thinking it was going to be like Sunday at 12 p.m. and not 8.
Maybe they were thinking 5 because it was announced 5:30
West Coast.
Okay, yeah.
West Coast, and they were like,
They were
oh,
like, wait,
shoot.
where is he at? What's the time there?
They're like, huh, it's weird. They haven't announced it yet.
Well, I think it's one of those things that, for me and my guess, they knew that they wanted tickets out soon. They knew that, hey, we may not be ready to drop this yet, but we have a reasoning to put this out there early. So let's just do it now, and we'll get to it later. We'll give you more details later, but let's put it out there now. Get those tickets rolling. Get that audience involved, and then we'll figure it out later.
Because, if Five Nights announcement came much later, let's say Frequent Fear past time, you're now putting pressure on a lot of people to be like asking, their parents or whatever, like the turnaround of like, oh, next month, like, can we go do this thing that's expensive? So if you put it out there early enough, it gets people talking, it gets the buzz, and then you hit them with the fallout. That's now going to get the train rolling, and who knows where that train is going next. Could be next week, could be the week after. We could be having quite a lot of announcements. I'm tired of the rollout.
Hey, we're not doing
It could have
originals
been as
every day.
worse. It could have been as
That's
worse
it can't
last
get
year.
worse than that.
It could, yeah. Whew. That was quoted for you. You would love that Dreamport, I assume.
Honestly,
I mean, since it's 50s, but
I think that would be really cool. I think it would be really cool because I'm trying to think of how they approach, like, if there's a location in the show they can utilize, or I guess because they have diners like in the game, like you could just roam around and
yeah, like a
explore
rust.
diner.
Because
Yeah, the Red Rocket truck stop, which is in the show, it is as soon as you boot up Fallout 4, it's like one of the first locations. It's where, spoilers for the game and the show, I guess, it's where the dog comes into play.
Okay,
The dog is found there.
like, I got you. Where they put the dog in the cooler part, right? That's the diner you're talking about.
Yeah, it goes a little different in the game versus the show, but yeah, that's where the dog kind of dog meat. That's where that character kind of originates from. That's actually the dog's name, and so and plus it's just like a classic look for Fallout, and I would not be shocked if that was an avenue for a food booth or like that in Mel's Drive overlay.
Technically, it does have that screen that kind of gives us that weird Fallout like TV screen thing that and it could be playing the little and new cola inside. Oh man, yeah.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to go back to the comment about unmasking the horror, because I know Avion left a comment about unmasking the horror. Chris and I are doing an unmasking the horror tour on the first day, the 3-house tour.
Yes.
Was that supposed to be revealed or not? Did I leak something?
You leaked.
Sorry, I'm going with the other Chris.
Are you doing Jason Blum right now?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, no, but
yes.
I'm excited. I'm excited because I didn't do any tours last year, so I'm excited to get back into it.
I didn't find that a lot of people say they don't want to do the tour ahead of seeing the houses because it would spoil the houses, and it's to each his own on that one. I didn't find it spoiling the houses last year for me because I really don't remember from doing the tour and then doing the house. I wasn't like, oh yeah, there's going to be an actor here and a boo hole there. I totally forgot. But it to each his own. Some people like doing the early tours. Lash, are you kind of in that ballpark, or you like seeing the house first and then?
So I prefer to see the house with the not show lights, like how it's supposed to be, like in action, like
show mode
show mode, and then go ahead and do the tour. But I also want to see what's on the tour first.
True. Yeah.
Because if there's something left off that I won't see, then I don't want to do it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and I don't think they'll probably keep with fashion of just doing originals again. They won't do any IPs on that tour because they probably don't want anything spoiled ahead of time. Knowing them, that's how they did it last year. I mean, the only house I will say it. My love for triplets. So when we walked into triplets, I swear I looked at April and I was like, uh-oh. And all while we walked through the house, I was like, oh no. So in that aspect, I don't know if I can go back in time, but ask the other Chris if like his experience of doing the house first. But I think like the other houses we did, it was fun to see this stuff. Triplets was the only one where I was like, oh, I can kind of see the budget is a little lower on this house. And they're very protective of a lot of stuff that you can take photos of. So not too much can be spoiled, except for that facade. That was the only thing that they were like, you can take a picture of this facade because it's just a house with a bunch of junk in the yard. So it wasn't really spoiler-ish. But yes, Premium Scream Night, I doubt. I'm not speaking for everyone here, but I'm going to say my teammates here probably no on that one. Maybe.
For me, I'm still up in the air. I'm still not confirmed to do it or not.
You all have to watch their videos multiple times.
Yes.
And make different accounts and then watch them again so they can get the revenue.
Comment. Yes, comment. Watch all the videos. Yes. No. For me, it was just a matter of I wanted to lock in that tour right away before that sold out for opening day.
True, yeah.
Because I know, because of everybody, all the other content creators out there that want to go take the photos, that, I get it. We're all in the same boat. So I understand. But I wanted to do that for myself so that stuff wouldn't get spoiled for me, because stuff did get spoiled for me last year.
And so Five Nights got announced-ish by Jason Blum. So then we moved on to the week ahead. Everyone was kind of just waiting the 5th,
yeah.
the 5th,
Yeah.
the 5th. I don't know how, but the 5th. Every time I go to a Discord, a Reddit, a Facebook page, it was nonstop. Just wait to the 5th.
Remember the 5th of June.
And this was, I would dare say, one of the weirdest releases or rollouts, I would say, because this thing, I just didn't quite understand what was happening. Early that morning, I was checking the website and I kept seeing the little button say Halloween Horror Nights on the little extra ticket page. Then it went away, came back again, and then tickets dropped. And that was kind of interesting to check out and see all the little details and what was new, what wasn't, prices. But then some stuff wasn't working. Like, I know Dreamport was like, I can't book the tour. It's not.
Yeah.
There.
The tours wouldn't work. The tours weren't available early, and I want to say it was like there were some time I go like all the tours were sold out, and I was like, okay, I know they're not sold out. Come on.
Already.
Yeah, I'm like, before we even know the houses, come on. So it was that, and what else was weird? There was another one that I kept flipping back and forth that was weird. No. Premium Scream Night was there, but
Yeah.
everything else, I think the tours were the only weird one because it said August 22nd and then it was only showing like August 29th and past that. And I was like, so did somebody put this wrong or? But seems to be fixed now.
Yep. It seems to be working a lot better now. Yeah. Because when I was trying to book the tour, you had already booked it and you're like, oh, I'm booked on the first day.
Yeah.
I was like, the dang websites make me wait. And I was like, oh no.
Well, I think you were the one that told me to book because I literally had the page open, had the website open. And I literally was like, all right, cool. Card number, log in with my account, check out. Like, no questions asked.
So to the chat, did y'all buy any tickets? Let us know in the comments section of the
Anything.
chat. Did you buy single? Did you buy express? I know a lot of people were interested in asking a lot of questions of, if I have this ticket, how does this work? They dropped a single. I mean, the prices, for the most part, everyone says they seem around the same as last
It's the
year.
same.
I mean, they're the same. So that's good.
I feel like with the tours, they either like the unmasking tours at least, they either stayed the same, or I don't think they got cheaper, but they stayed because the unmasking the horror tour, that first night tour or first day tour was only after tax like $100, which I felt like they were more last year. I mean, even the top price is 110 for the 3 house, which 2 house or 6 house gets a lot more. So I understand that, but like I'm surprised Scream Early is the same price as last year. It all seems to be the same price as last year, at least in other than Express and stuff.
Was
And
Scream Early
Premium
not $350 last year? And then
Scream-
$325 with the pass holder discount?
Well, no, Premium Scream. I'm talking Scream Early, like the Stay and Scream
Oh.
ticket.
He
That
means,
was
yeah,
55.
the get in at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
Premium
other one
Scream did go up
was-
$25.
Every time I see this
Son of
ticket,
a
it
bitch.
scares me. Like the Scream Early ticket, every time I'm like, they're just
Oh,
gonna...
you're like, they're doing it.
I'm like, please don't do
They
Hollywood.
did Hollywood.
Please don't do Hollywood, man.
I
Every
think
time.
I think the backlash would be so bad that they would just fall on that one
Yeah.
because
They would fall out.
I would cry because Stay and Scream is my
Ooh.
bread and butter.
yeah, that's kind of the. I mean, you got to take it for what it is. It could be, or it
That's
could
everything.
be. I mean, I wasn't hyped going into Ghostbusters until I walked into it and walked out, and I was like, oh yeah, that's my house.
There was a chat here that said, "I love Ghostbusters."
What?
Way up in
Where
here.
way up. We got to find it. It's the mission.
Who was it? Was it
Who said it?
copyright music.
Was it Ash? Yes, Ash Love. Ghostbusters was my favorite.
Oh,
You're my favorite. Thank you. Thank you for being so supportive of the cause.
oh yes, that they would have to put
They're
it
going
in the Coke freestyle machines. They would have to. I would think so.
I think it'll be like
I
a
would want the
mocktail
bottle,
or
like a
cocktail.
bottle, but knowing them, they might just cheap out and be like, "Oh, it's an alcoholic and non-alcoholic drink in a regular cup."
Yeah. They're gonna do what it's gonna be with that one. I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna have a bottle. It's gonna be a little sipper bottle. They're gonna have their Jack and Coke, rum and Coke, whatever, put it in the bottle. And then you get Nuka-Cola Quantum, and that's gonna be a cocktail or mocktail because that thing's like bright, like electric blue. And that thing, for those who've never played the games, I don't think they have them in the show. Nuka-Cola Quantum is basically like it'll shoot up your entire health bar. They need like Nuka-Cola Quantum. I think other than the main one is the most recognizable flavor. So give me some Nuka-Cola bottles, man.
What did you miss? Well, you missed our Jason Blum made an appearance.
Yes.
Chris is a triplet.
Yeah, I had a twin apparently.
Triplets of Terror. Hey.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hope so.
Hope so.
Hope so.
That can sum up a lot. I hope so. Yes. Yeah, I think it's a strong suit of something for everybody. If you play video games, we got you. You have something for a younger crowd that's kind of just going to Horror Nights for the first time, we got you. You're a veteran, we got you. You know, if you're a fan of pop culture, wrestling, all that good stuff, we got you. You're a horror fan, we got you. Like, there's not much that people can complain about other than the crowds this year. That's probably the only thing.
Well,
and maybe the prices, maybe that, but
it makes me curious about what we're going to see with Frequent Fear in terms of pricing, because of the fact that, you know, our main tickets didn't really go up that much, not as much as I was expecting. I was expecting pretty big price increases just because that's the nature of things. Like,
yeah,
we're in a world where everything's getting more expensive. And so I was honestly expecting it to be a lot more. So maybe we still see that with Frequent Fear, but hopefully not. But, you know, it is what it is. Also, Chemo Dog, what are you talking about? I don't like Ghostbusters.
What?
Come on.
What?
Come on.
Oh,
Come on.
no.
Come on. I know you've been one of my subscribers for a long time now. Okay? So don't do that to me. Anyway.
Yes, that would be funny.
See, for me, and they won't do this, but I would love to see a Fallout Terror tram. I think that would be sick.
God, that writes itself.
Right? You have your indoor section, which could maybe be like a vault. You have obviously the War of the Worlds is just a plane crash.
The
Like that
Wasteland
literally just looks like Fallout.
Wasteland.
Exactly.
Man.
That's
John
my
Murdy.
guess. That's
Come
my
on,
guess.
Murdy. It writes itself.
Someone call Murdy right now.
Yeah, get him on the phone.
Tell him
I can't do
tell him that-
him. I can't do
Tell
a
him, that,
Murdy.
tell him that
impersonation.
experience he's been working on. Tell him to make it that.
Exactly. Exactly. Give us a Terror Tram this and just Fallout. Fallout.
We know
exclusive.
theirs is going to be the RIP experience where you get seated at a table and Freddy Fazbear walks out and hands you a slice of pizza.
I don't. I would pay for that.
That would be
If I can
bad.
get Freddy walking around and handing me pizza, yes.
As long as Freddy doesn't bite me, I think I'm fine.
Yeah. The bite of 25 is crazy.
That is
Ooh, good question.
what has been the best and worst house of 2020. Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good question.
That's for maybe the next live stream because I would have to do a little research on the fly. When I say I do not know these houses, I do not know them. You can ask me what house came 2 years ago. I do not know. I honestly do not know.
Sorry, we're gonna do a live ranking right now of every
Yeah.
single house.
Yeah, every single house. That's like
swear-
Barrel House episode 3 all over again.
You mean the second to last episode?
If you've never been in a line with us, we do this thing where we pick a year and then we all try to
yeah.
like figure out what
Yeah.
the houses were that year. And
Yes.
I fail every time. I don't have a clue.
Yes.
And yes,
Yes,
they
that's
do
so
have
much
the
fun.
rights to Saw now, so that could be interesting down the road. I know Saw is one of those weird properties for Horror Nights. It does gain a crowd. People know Saw. But it's one of those things where the house kind of lacks in a way because it's just you repeating of Pigman, watching someone in a trap, Pigman.
I wonder now though, because we're in a different Horror Nights than we were in 2017, and it was also in a very like restricting house location compared to. I wonder what like the kind of budget we're operating with now. If there's a way to do it a little more interesting. Honestly,
I would say an escape room, but
that's what I was gonna say. I was literally about to say that.
They need to crack that thing in City Walk, baby. Come on.
Just throw a reverse bear trap on my head, and I think we're good to go.
Is this before or after Freddy Fazbear gives you pizza?
During.
During. Okay.
It's a combined experience.
I
Yeah,
think
do
it's
it-
going to be a little bit of everything. That's my assumption. I don't have any inside information on that, but I think it's a little bit of everything.
Who said
it could
who
be a
said
little bit
Igor
more.
House? Who said Igor House?
Igor.
House.
Who said Igor House? Allison?
Where?
In the chat.
Yeah, right-
Igor House.
In the chat right there.
Igor House. Yes, we need that. We need it. We need it. We need it.
I need a delightful freak house.
I need to take Igor to Halloween Horror Nights. Like I want Igor to walk around Halloween Horror Nights and just roam around. Comment
I wonder
on the.
if he would understand if you're wearing a Horror Night shirt.
It depends.
Would he be like,
It
"What
depends.
is
It
that?"
depends.
Or like
'Cause
if you're
those are
wearing
different
obviously the
monsters.
Universal Monsters, Halloween Horror Night shirt.
But
if
they're
he's gonna
but they're
react.
different monsters
They're
though.
different
It's a different
monsters.
it's a different universe completely.
That's
so
true.
it's like
He's gonna be like, what what is
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
I've heard that rumor. I have no inside information on that one. That's a we'll see. We'll
I
see.
feel like that's an every year rumor though. Like realistically, I feel like every year since 2020, I've heard no Express this year, no Express this year.
I know for one thing, if I pop up on that website and I see it say that, I'm buying premium Scream ticket that second. Because I know everyone is going to be like, oh, I
Yeah.
buy it right
That's
now.
when it sells out. That's when it's because I'm surprised it hasn't already sold out with all the positive reception. But I think people are playing chicken a lot like people are doing with Epic annual passes. But that's a whole nother conversation. Whole nother conversation that has nothing to do with Horror Nights. But
Who says they don't like Ghost?
yeah, what's up with that?
we love Ghostbusters in this house.
Well, now
Oh.
they got walls up around the firehouse at Universal,
I know.
I know.
So-
oh my god.
and they had that article that came out today about the history of Ghostbusters and the
Very
parks.
conveniently coming out today, the same day those walls went up.
Ooh,
Ghostbusters
this is
attraction,
a
please.
good one. Would you prefer Fallout to be in a sprung tent or a soundstage? Now, given the fact that we had destruction of Descendants was in a tent, and it kind of fit the bill for a Fallout type of. Granted, the Wasteland, I would want it to be a little bit more like vast, bigger, like Ghost Town.
Sure.
Was
Sure.
Or Lightning Gulch, like more like that. Ooh, I'm still more of a I would want it in the soundstage, obviously, but because you can't fit those T60s, man. They're just too big.
So it's funny because Descendants really felt like one, like it felt perfectly like if it were you were in the subways of Fallout, perfectly translated because that's exactly how the subways feel when you're roaming around. With the ghouls and stuff lurking around the subways, ghouls and raiders. That's essentially what it felt like. But there's something that they confirmed in the actual announcement. So this is not a spoiler leak. This is something they said in the article. Reference that IGN article. Read it if you want to know more. But they did confirm that Philly is going to be in the house. And Philly is like one of your typical Wasteland towns. Like if you're thinking Fallout 4, Diamond City, if you're thinking Fallout 3, Megaton, you're looking at this sort of like surrounded compounds. Like Diamond City takes place inside of a baseball stadium. So it's like it's inside of a hollowed out baseball stadium, and there's a whole town in there. Philly is, from from my understanding, if I remember correctly, it basically is like a town inside of a landfill. That's why it's called Philly.
Yeah.
But because it's not Philly with a PH, it's Philly with an F.
F.
So thinking about that, I'm like, those sets are kind of tall. I think it would make sense to do that in a soundstage. Plus, the one thing that I would love in a Fallout house, and you would have to do it in a soundstage, would be to put a death claw inside of a Fallout house.
Ooh.
And the death claws are big. That's like mind flayer
that's-
level puppet you would need for the scale of it to be correct. So that would be something you would kind of have to do in a soundstage. But Sprung 10, I could see there. Fallout is varied. It's not just like one type of environment. So there's soundstage will give you the most freedom to do kind of different areas, but realistically, it can be done in different places.
I'll add to that. The new tents, can possibly keep things that large scale. Because if you look at Goblins, some of those sets were pretty huge. The house was small, and they didn't use all of the tent, but just imagine them using the entire tent for something like that.
Sure. I mean, think about Goblins being, having that large scale puppet at the end, that really tall puppet Goblin King, the castle, like underneath the castle, the water wheel that actually moved, like having that. Plus, even if you go right down the way to Bloodlines, you had actors in that caravan up on a second level, like really above your head, and there was enough room, or that giant Dracula's castle interior set piece, that it's like, I hope with the houses they do back there, they grow more and more. And I think by next year, maybe the year after, we get to the point where we're really comfortable in those locations and we can do some really cool stuff. Because last year it definitely felt like testing the waters. Obviously, it was new locations, so they didn't quite know what all they could do with it, and it was definitely like leaving room to see, maybe we don't use the whole tent this year, but maybe next year we use the whole tent, or maybe we try different things. I mean, looking at the sprung tents, the other ones, it took a while to get to the point where we were getting these killer huge houses inside of the sprung tents. Shrek, same thing. MIB, same thing. So any new location that you get, it is a varied one, except for Fast and Furious, because they keep changing it every year. But we'll figure it out one day.
That's a good one. If I've never seen the show or played the game, will I understand the house, or will I be lost? I feel like if you watch the show is surprisingly a very easy to get into, very simple show. It's not something where it's like really in depth and you gotta like know all this knowledge. It walks you by, like, to basically just walks you through everything very, very briefly. And it's like each episode is 45 minutes for the most part. They're like very short. So
I think the first episode was an hour.
First episode,
and I think it's only 7 episodes in the first season. Like 7, I think. So it's very easy.
It's 8. I think it's 8. Because that's 8? Typically what a streaming show is nowadays. It's 8. 6 to 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's quite simple. Like, you can do an elevator pitch on like what this Fallout house is. It's a nuke goes off. The rest of the world above is basically the Wasteland. And you're starting off of going into Vault 33, which is what the show starts off at, Vault 33. Now you can dive deeper into, like, the ghoul, his backstory, Vault Tech, Pit Boy. Like, it's so vast. But that's stuff for like the Easter eggs and stuff. Like Dreamport's gonna go through with. Every time we go through with him, he's gonna point to something and be like, "That's I didn't know that was in there. Look up here. If you look up in that top left corner, you're gonna see a Coke bottle. There's 99 of them throughout the house. I know it.
It's an actual prop from Fallout 4. They had this in the bottom right corner of the map. If you go inside of the settlement, look on your left hand side of this shop.
No lie. The way you zoomed in on the announcement video and you saw something, I was like, how
Yes.
the hell?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. When I pause that, every like, and that'll be something I'm sure we'll get into that actual video. I have my pros and my cons with it, but a lot of it was just assets pulled from the show. But there's so many Easter eggs in there of like, this is a poster for this. You know, this is a specific image relating to apart from the series, or this is like actual like marketing material for the show. Probably my favorite thing was that they had Galaxy News in there, which is something that's across the series, but it was a nice little touch, and it's a lot of stuff from the promos from the Amazon show. That if you remember the show coming out, they had these, I think, 4 or 5 different promos that were in universe promos that also showed off the show and had some really great animation.
One more, and then we can go to the big one. Can we talk about not having any?
Listen,
Hey, I
well, okay, you're 2 thumbs up. But capital K Chris is very upset. Okay.
yeah,
he's not happy.
He's
about
over
it.
there furious right now.
Yeah, very mad.
You don't want to see him.
You don't want exactly. You don't want to see him.
Don't.
Yep.
But yeah, no Monsters House, so that will be very interesting. For finally we've. I mean, they got their own world. I mean, they don't need a house.
They've also had a house every year since 2019.
Jeez.
Like,
What, six
4 nights in a
installments?
row?
I mean, let them rest. And they're over in Vegas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm ready to see him in Vegas. That's why I'm not that brokenhearted. I'm ready to see him in Vegas.
I feel like
Give it-
that this will be kind of like wiping the slate clean technically with the monsters. So if they want to do something for the anniversary year for Universal Monsters, it'll feel like something fresh and brand new, especially because we didn't have it the year prior.
Yeah, and I think we've kind of reached the point with the monsters where we kind of exhausted all they want to do with them. We saw with the Eternal Bloodlines a lot of repeat stuff. Also, I'll get to that comment in a second because I know it has my name in it. That one too. No oysters, but I know what you're talking about. But no, I think like, I don't know. I think it's kind of, last year you can kind of tell they were like, all right, the monsters thing is kind of running its course, so we're not getting Creature in Black Lagoon. Sorry, y'all. Like, it ain't happening anytime soon. So, if it's... Who's that in the background? What's that in the background? Who's this? Is that yours?
That was
was
Dom. Yeah, that was Dom. He's driving to Hollywood right now.
Also,
I got to test ride the vehicle.
Ride or die.
the lake, he heard us talking about his attraction. Dreamport, do you think we'll have the Lake Mutant Monster? You know what? Low key, I would not be shocked if we did the Gulper instead of the Yao, because the Yao Guai is going to Hollywood, which is the bear. And
It would make sense for us, HHN Bear.
we have, but people would want to make him dance, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work in that context. Hollywood, they don't. It's not the same. You know, they had the gorilla last year, so let him kind of get started
That's
with
true,
that.
yeah.
But no, I think the Gulper would be cool to see in a house, especially because I think you could really do it like
The
it
puppet.
definitely gives me the vibe of the sewer dragon from Ghostbusters last year. Like how you could have it be like, how you could have it work in a context of the house, for sure.
Lots of people want Gilman.
Don't say that. I know. I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I just
man.
don't. Unsubscribe. I'm gonna see a bunch of unsubscriptions.
Shout
people
out
leaving
to
my
DC
channel.
Thrills.
Yes.
Everybody, if you never watched his channel, definitely watch it, especially if you're gearing up for Horror Nights, Hollow Scream. He's definitely reporting quite often on there.
Quite often. Howl Scream especially. I'm impressed because not a lot of people talk about Howl Scream. And
And they just
like,
had that little
myself.
teaser
That's right.
that popped up out of nowhere. Yeah.
So So
no,
So,
no
someone's been
mermaids,
watching for a
no
long time.
sirens.
who's watching?
Well, wasn't
So-
the last Siren's Call or something like that?
Yeah, it was the
Mhm.
last call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The calls fade. That was the
Calls
tagline
fade.
last year.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I've seen a few comments about this, about like people that are not in Florida locally, and that's why I think, like, Epic Universe, yes, definitely, that is a big reasoning why I think no monsters, but also that's why I think I was trying to say, like, I think even Murdy had kind of reached his point of like, all right, we can only do the same monsters over and over again so many times. And when you have IPs like this year's lineup, you need spots for those. Versus monsters, that is a good. I mean, monsters at this point, I'm sorry, it was a filler house. It was a filler IP. To complete a lineup, when you have, let's say we only had 3 other IPs last year. This year we have 5. Confirmed by the stained glass display piece they have in the store in the park. So we have 5 IPs.
Hey, you never
And-
know. One of those could be, an
An
original.
It could be the icon.
Yeah. Or it could be
the
just
icon.
Blumhouse, different characters of Blumhouse.
It could just be
And the
Jason.
rest
It
No,
could just be
it's-
Jason.
Jason Blum doing different poses.
So we have the ghoul on the bottom corner, and then the rest of them are all different Jasons. It's a multiverse. We're gonna rename the ghoul Jason just for this year's event. And
Yeah.
So, speaking of the thing we keep mentioning, so this thing popped up, and what was weird about this, at least from my perspective, so I'll put it in perspective of like, okay, so the tickets already released, and then I worked on that video, and then all of a sudden, like, Dreamport, he sent this little picture, and this picture, let me see if I have it. Nope. Not that one.
nope.
Where was it? No. Do I not have it?
Just going through the whole gallery.
Maybe I did not upload it, but
But it's the key art, right?
yes, you sent the key art. Do I not have it? I did not grab it. But you sent the key art for Fallout. And I was like, okay, so what? Is this fake? Is this real? Like, where did you get this from? Because you sent no context. So I was just like,
Yes.
I was like, did it leak, or is it on the website? Because I'm frantically checking Hornet's website. I'm checking on the media requests, like, or the media,
the press release site.
yeah, press release, nothing. I'm checking the website again, checking Hollywood's website. I'm like, where did he get this thing from? And I thought maybe you just somehow found it or something. And so then finally I was checking on Twitter or X, and then someone, HHN 365, related that, oh, this is an RGN article that released it, which was weird in itself because it technically wasn't a leak by IGN, even though people were claiming they leaked early, I guess. But I think that was the purpose. But
They
yeah,
had the
so then
exclusive
this
press release.
video came along with it. Gentlemen, describe how you were feeling in this moment. Like, were you franticing? Were you just like, oh, it's not on the website? Or were you thinking
Yeah.
it was fake again?
Losh goes first.
All right, so I'll probably have a lot less to say. So I literally was sitting at home, and I opened up Google and I searched HHN. This link came up, and the first thing that I did, I didn't look at the video, I didn't watch anything, I sent it straight to Dreamport. That was the first thing I did. I was like,
right.
there's no way that I'm not sending this to him right now.
Yes.
Then I sent it, and then I watched it, and I was like, this is just amazing, knowing that my good friend's getting his dream house, and
Yes, sir.
this video just feels like everything to me. Like, I've never been just so happy to see something for someone else.
Appreciate that, bro.
Of course.
So
In Dreamport, you were crying.
yeah. So what happened was, so we saw the tickets, right? And I was like, well, here's my thing. Okay. I had an inkling we were going to get an announcement because Hollywood and Orlando got tickets. Now, Hollywood only gets tickets with IPs. Orlando does that standalone ticket announcement. Hollywood never does that. They always get tickets with an announcement, right? We also had, yes, true story. True story. We're going to get there. But we haven't gotten to that point yet. But yes, proof the witness. But no, so I was like, okay, we're going to get an announcement today because of this, and also because the site hadn't been quite updated yet. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, so when is it going to be? 12:34, because that's when we got those static photos. And I assumed, 12:34, they're going to be doing the same thing they did last year with the numbers 34. And so boom, so 12:34 comes around, nothing happens. So I'm like, okay, tickets are fine. It's fine. I got my Unmasking the Horror tour booked. It's fine. Right? We leave my house, go to Taco Bell. I get a message from another friend of mine who really wants this house, and they send me the article. And I'm like, no way, y'all. It's real. I snapped that artwork, sent it around. I was looking at it going, no way, this is not real. This is a fake Photoshop.
Yeah.
This is not real. And then I got the trailer, and in the midst of like the actual announcement happening, it was like stages. It was like stages of the overwhelming freak out. And watching the trailer, now, in the moment, of course, I was like over the moon. Now I have my pros and cons with that trailer and how it pertains to the announcement, but it was exactly what I wanted to see. Maybe not executed the way I wanted it to be executed, but it gave me that. Because when I imagine a Fallout House announcement, I'm thinking, we got to see the black and white TV. Got to see the TV. Got to see the static. Got to see like little clips here and there. And we got that. That's essentially what the trailer is. But there are other things about it that I'm like, maybe, they're going to go in a different direction with it. But no, it was literally it just kept going. Like, first this, then the details. Then I'm getting screenshots from the article. Then I know they're going to do T60s in there. Then I know they're going to have the Agua in there. Then I know there's got merch out. And I'm like,
I mean, what a full day between that, the article,
like,
merch.
Like just losing my mind. And listen, talk about this. That's just what happened. That's what happened. Okay, that's where it happened to be at. All right, that's just what the cards were laid out. But point being is that I was not home, so I literally were like, it was just a thing of like a whole process of just watching this whole thing go down, and like just kind of sitting back to myself going, man, like this is a real thing that exists. It's not a rumor. It's not a speculation. It's not a dream wish. It's like, it's actually happening. Now, back to the comment before. It could be bad. It could be a not good house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still probably going to enjoy it. But it could still be a bad house.
Yeah.
However, I don't get why they didn't have the ghoul in the trailer. I don't know either, because it seems like the ghoul has like the licensing material. Like, the ghoul's on all the merch. We noticed that none of the other characters are on the merch. I mean, the dog is,
That's
but
true.
like all the other characters, like the actual like actor characters, are not on the merch. I hope that dog got his royalties for that. But it seems like Walton Goggins wanted either signed some exclusivity deal with Amazon. They said, because he's the biggest one on the picture. Like,
Because,
I want to see Walton.
Because he's the cool looking ghoul. He's the creepy one.
He's the best character of the show.
Oh,
he's the best. Yeah. I love Lucy and I love Maximus, but come on, Cooper Howard the ghoul.
He's the man, the myth, the legend.
Exactly. I hope he goes to Hollywood because I know the celebrities all go to Hollywood.
Oh,
Let him in
yeah.
let him in the house because he just shows up with his, you know, like I feel like he's always got his like shirt open, like kind of crazy. Hey, Walton Goggins is having a big year between
White
Righteous,
Lotus. This
Righteous
one,
Gemstones, White Lotus, Fallout, and just all the other like he's like kind of the king of TV right now in terms of like primetime actors. Like he's in everything.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm just like, give it to me, bring it on, bring it on.
Yep.
This is when you bring the, okay, stop talking sign out. That's when that happens.
Hold on. I don't have it. Dang it. I gotta
think
tell
Chris
my
has it.
twin.
Yeah.
Chris with the K.
Chris with the K took it.
Chris with the K or Jason Blum, either one of them.
Well, he would prefer for you to keep talking.
No, not about this. He preferred me to keep talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. What are you talking about? Yeah, he wants me to talk about the bear. Well, not the show, The Bear. I know we're talking about TV, but the other bear.
This bear.
Any of y'all watch? Goggins is a chiller. Eldritch Terry, he's so cool about it. He's so cool about stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would like to see it. I feel like Hollywood hasn't done this in a long time, but have like a celebrity scare act again. I think the last time was Lupita Nyong'o in 2019.
Ooh, yeah.
So it'd be cool if maybe, just
Dude,
maybe.
Walton Goggins being in the house in full ghoul makeup would kind of go crazy. That would kind of go crazy.
Knowing Hollywood, probably a mask.
A mask. It's true. That's true. Or they would do makeup just for him, and you'd be like, wow, this character has really realistic look out here.
That one character looked phenomenal in that house.
That one guy.
I wonder who it was.
That's the one thing that I'm sure. This is just a guess, but I think the ghoul is going to be like Eddie, how Eddie was from Stranger Things, where he'll appear a couple times, like he'll be maybe 2 or maybe 3 times, and that's it. Like I wonder how much of the actual characters we're gonna get, because obviously they confirmed we're gonna see those 3. We're gonna see them in the house, but it's just how often. I think the ghoul maybe, like I said, 2 times. I think that'd be fair. Somehow, not ghouls, but just that ghoul, because I'm sure other ghouls will be there. Yeah, I think other, like, especially feral ghouls. The feral ghouls can be your red-faced demons, y'all. Like, we can have that back, because those feral ghouls jump, they crawl on the ground, they run around, like, they're fast little motherfuckers, man. Like, they will like kill you, bro. They will sneak up on you. That's where the horror of the game is. You're walking around in a sewer by yourself. Even if you have the cheery music on, those guys will just jump and start attacking you, and they just gang up on you, like 4 or 5 of them at a time. So, yes. Matthew Lillard needs to be there. He needs to be there.
That hurts.
But he is there. So,
hey, maybe this can lead to it.
Hey, he came back. Listen, he came back for Scream. He came back for Scream after, what, 25 years? 30? 20? Something like that? 30 years?
About 26 years?
1996?
Well, 1996 next year. So 30 years next year.
30 years.
Wow.
30 years, 30 Screams.
Exactly. Exactly.
Come on, Michaela.
Yeah.
Please.
How many?
So do you want to explain? So Dreamport did a deep dive into the announcement video on his Fallout video.
Yeah.
I will say there's tons of stuff in here. If you want to watch his video, he does in depth of explain a lot of stuff that you're going to see here. A lot of stuff I just casually missed because for me, it was like I was so taken back by this part. I was like, whoa.
There's a lot to go over there.
And then I was like, oh, so no character, no like person walking into the room, because I was expecting something like that for them to like walk in and pick up the controller or something. But no Scream Squad. Yeah, no Scream Squad. I can foresee every single announcement video being like this, where it's going to be that front thing in the what do they call it? Like it's not
like
a
a
teaser,
conservatory.
stinger, or the opening thing that's
Yeah.
the cut before the trailer. So
like a bumper, like a pre-roll bumper.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that being on every single one going forward. It's going to be that, and then whatever it is.
They could have like the Five Nights at Freddy's safety thing at the beginning of the Five Nights at Freddy's one.
Yeah.
Or they could just have the security cameras going.
Ooh,
Yeah.
security cameras.
It'll be
See,
it's just going to be the cameras and like a slow pan, and you're going to see like, and you're going to
Yeah.
see something like go across the camera. Yeah.
just like how the games are, where you'll flick a camera and one character will be there, you'll flick it back again and it'll be gone. Like that's what it's scary when you're actually playing FNAF.
I think that trailer needs to have at least one of the animatronics in it.
Jump scare at the end,
Yeah, a jump scare at the end. I think that one needs
just like
it.
gonna be the
just like it
fox.
does. Yeah. Well, it should be
Yeah.
it should be Freddy. It should be
Oh
Freddy.
yeah. You're
Well,
right.
I would say if you could just throw in Foxy's like dum 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 like the song in the trailer,
Oh yeah.
and then you can have like Freddy.
The sound. So I got to go back to some of these chats because there's a few chats that I do want to go over. Rad roaches. I want to see it like the feeler room in Bugs. I don't want that, but
Ooh.
I that's the way those little guys just run around. So yes, or big roaches. Bring back those Bugs props, y'all. I know you got all them 17,000 bugs in the back somewhere. So bring them out.
They're just sitting in a bin.
Yeah, exactly. Joining live stream from Orlando Informer event.
What?
Oh,
Wow.
they have paper maps.
Get
Did
a
you guys,
paper
I'm
map.
sorry. Did you guys see that?
Get
They
a map.
do?
Get a map.
Yeah, Orlando Former has paper maps.
What?
Get a map. But yes, get a map. Enjoy. Don't spend too long on here. Go ride some rides.
Yeah. I mean,
how many-
you paid for the informer.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Go enjoy. it.
How many Vault Boys do we get? But is Vault Boy a scare actor though? Because Vault Boy is like a mascot.
Yeah.
Now,
I was
Vault
gonna
Boy
say,
on, like-
I don't see Vault Boy being.
Unless you like put them periodically on like a screen or something.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of. Or hide minifigures. Have that be a thing.
Ooh, yeah. Because that's a big thing from the game, the bobbleheads.
Yep.
There's something that I guess you could. They won't do this, but there is technically a live action Vault Boy. If you watch the show, you'll know. But I won't spoil that. But
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the video because I do go over all the Easter eggs in that one shot, in depth. That's why the video's so long. So thanks for
It
watching.
was a fun
it.
watch.
Yes.
Thank you for watching that. 33 Vault Boys?
Oh.
Well, because
Vault
the
Boy.
thing is, each of the bobbleheads. So when you collect a bobblehead, it gives you different perks. They have like an intelligence bobblehead. They have a big guns bobblehead. They have a small guns bobblehead. They have an agility bobblehead. So like they all help your like leveling up. Like whenever you get to another level, you get another perk. So, I could see that. Also, we might not see Vault Boy in the house, but we're gonna see him on merchandise. So
Oh yeah.
that guy's gonna
And
be plastered everywhere.
I wouldn't be surprised if our mystery pin set is
Are
just
just
6 different.
yes,
Whoa.
exactly. There's a comment. Definitely selling merchandise and mini marshmallows. That's true. Low-key, like that, or the gingerbreads from Krampus kind of vibe, where it's like something you look for in a house.
I think the best like thing to like compare this to. I know we've said it multiple times, but comparing this to The Last of Us when it comes to like Easter eggs in the house. Because it's literally the little things in that house were in the game. So
Yeah.
it's like seeing that is gonna be cool, like that aspect. Because I know you love the games, so it's like it's gonna be a fun thing to like go through this and be like, hey, this is from this,
Well,
this is from that.
they teased, and I don't know how this is going to work in the house, but they teased in the article that there's going to be a Pit Boy somewhere in the house. And I don't know if that means just like one sitting on a shelf somewhere that is going to have like a mini screen on it. My guess is that it might be because with the Pip-Boys, the cool thing that you can do, like sometimes you can access your map, your agility, your apparel, your weapons, everything like that. But you also can play mini games on there, and they have cool little animations. So that might be what we could see, like a Pip-Boy sitting on a shelf, and it's got a little like Red Menace animation on it, or other stuff like that. So that's my guess as to what that could mean, because like there would be no point for the like I'm sure they're gonna have one on, like Lucy will be wearing one, but like to have one like sitting maybe in the vault somewhere, because that's typically where Pip-Boys are, like they're in the vault. The one thing that I think could be also incorporated in that, Fallout has something that is known as environmental storytelling skeletons. I believe that's like the name for them. Basically, when you roam the Fallout map, and they incorporate this a little bit into the show as well, there are skeletons that are basically, it's like shows what people were doing when the bombs went off. So you'll have them in like really funny or like dark, morbid positions. Like I remember there'd be sometimes they'd be sitting in a bathtub with a fork and a toaster. Like that's sometimes what you'd see, or you'd see them doing different things, right? So that can be Easter eggs too, inside of the actual set pieces themselves, as something to look for. Fallout has a lot of dark humor. That's why I love it so much, because it's like a deep, dark satire on like American consumerism and like just the like that 50s society, like going over kind of like, yeah, it definitely does kind of like glorify it, but also it's poking fun at it at the same time. So yeah, I think that there's so much stuff. Like the possibilities are almost endless.
I definitely want to see them have, if this is, depending on the location, I want them to have the projection and to have these cartoons play, obviously. And I want some, I don't know if they would do exclusive because pertain with the rights and how Fallout works and Amazon Prime. I don't know if they're going to do exclusive, like funny ones that are like tailored towards the Horror Nights crowd or something, or they're just going to just keep running like, like these normal ones or something. So that'll be interesting. I definitely will love for them to do the cartoons though.
Yeah, for sure. And like, it makes me wonder just because of the nature of these things, because if these are in sound stages, we can expect facades. But if it's in a sprung tent, let's say, facade maybe, do we get the vault door? I feel like the vault door is like, it's kind of like the iconic location, especially if you're starting. Meanie Meats reference, they had a Slaughter Cinema reference in the trailer, which was kind of crazy to me, because you would think with the IP they don't want to mess around blurring the lines, but there is technically a Cary, Ohio Slaughter Cinema reference in the trailer, so I wouldn't say it's too out of the question.
Hold on, I don't have the sign for stop talking.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Losh just got really small all of a sudden. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I think he switched cameras or something. Oh, he has to refresh. That's what it was. Now,
oh, now there's two of him now. Now he's got a twin. Losh and Josh.
Everyone
TV?
say hi to Losh and Josh.
How can I get rid of Josh, guys? Anyone know how to get rid of him? I think like this guy.
I think. There we go. There we go.
Oof, thank God, because that guy is not a fun guy to talk to.
He does not like Halloween Horror Nights.
It's only going to get crazier. Whew. The rumored icon. No, we do not know. You'll see if there's something. We'll see it in time. When all the original stuff comes.
I wonder, because last year I feel like they had the icons kind of came later, but we'll have to see. Yes.
Oh, that's funny. Too long.
Exactly. That's how he was able to post 2 videos in a day. Chris was able to post 2 videos in a day. It's because the twins were working overtime. It's all right. It's all right.
I do want to
Chat's
say I saw a
glitching.
comment earlier, and I kind of wanted to acknowledge it.
Uh-huh.
It was way earlier, so like we probably won't go back to it. But I know Aiden talked about it in his video. The daisies
Yeah.
essentially gave us the location. Chris, do you
Yeah.
have the map that I made by chance?
Ooh, where is
I was
it?
looking
I can-
for it.
I can
I was
send it
looking
your
for
way.
it.
Where do
Okay.
you want me to send it?
You can post it in the triplets.
Okay, I got you. Please, pardon our dust.
Josh loves Monstros. Yes. Yes. Funny.
That's hilarious.
Gotta put the twins to work. Exactly. I need one of those. I need to get an editing twin.
Yeah, you gotta find
Yeah. I can get these videos out quicker.
one.
I still got a ticket video to make, y'all. that will be coming probably tomorrow.
Now would be the time to make that announcement.
Yeah.
So
Ticket video will be coming tomorrow, y'all. I just had to get Fallout out first.
yeah.
Priorities.
Pip. That's right. And so also the while I'm doing this, the T60. So they did say Hollywood is taking a different approach than Orlando for those. Hollywood's, I don't know what Murdy's talking about, because they worked on having the gigantic alien on the wall, which to me was the biggest thing they've worked on. Unless it's going to be that size, like, is it going to be as big as a building? Like, no.
I mean, yeah.
I don't think so, but
they're not that big.
But maybe he meant like the articulate, like the way it moves or something. I don't know. Like,
It's John Murdy. He probably doesn't remember. It's okay.
but the
that was
way
a
they're
while ago.
going to have them in Orlando is plural, and I guess towards the end of the house, or at least maybe towards the end of the house, we might see the biggest amount of them.
I have a theory that I think we're going to get. Say it with me, y'all. A mannequin room.
Oh yeah,
Mannequin room. A lot of them don't move, and a couple do.
Especially with how it was stated in that article.
Exactly. It's a battle. So a few of them are going to be static, and then a few are going to move.
So what are we looking at here, gentlemen?
So back in January, we had the code names come out for all the haunted houses.
Mm-hmm.
So I put together this map. It has every single location with every single flower to its corresponding area. So in the video, Dreamport brought up that the daisies that were the code names for a house location is like where Fallout is most likely based on that assumption. So it looks like 10-3, just as a...
And for those who do not know, Tent 3 and Tent 4 are the new tent buildings that had goblins, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's hated house of last year, except for mine. Universal Monsters was in Tent 4. So
Hey.
we might see it in those new tents in the back, which would make sense to corral the audience towards that way versus having IPs in the other side of the park.
Yeah.
And what these other ones, we'll find out.
We'll find out later on. Also, I thank you for saying all that because I don't remember saying that in the video. But I think I did.
I'm pretty sure you did. I know you
Did I
mentioned
say-
the daisies. I know you
Did I
mentioned
say
the
that?
daisies.
I don't remember. I know that I noticed it. I did
I know
notice it.
I'm pretty sure you mentioned the daisies. Don't make me go watch the video right now.
Go watch the video right now. Like that, you have to check. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, yes. So this is something. What I did notice on, where is it at? Nope, here.
On
So
the
I-
website.
Yes, I did
Oh,
notice this
yeah.
on the website. They took away and put the mummy where they talk about rides because typically the picture that's used is always the Rip Ride. If I'm not mistaken, is usually the picture they use. But now they use mummy instead because Rip Ride is going away.
Ew, they have the orange shirt on there.
I know. I don't. They need to update this.
Take that off.
Yo, give us the ghoul and the pup. Put it there.
Exactly. I forgot that they changed this. They changed the picture. I mean, because Rocket will be closing August 18th. August 17th is the last day to ride.
Yeah,
So that will be before HHN.
the
Well, while we're
landscape
here-
of Fortnite will change.
While we're here, usually whenever they announce tickets and everything, we see 10 houses, 5 scare zones.
Yeah,
But we're now seeing just
Sinister.
scare zones.
sinister
No
as
surreal.
in
No
yeah,
surreal
no
scare
surreal.
zones.
No.
They said you got Street of the Year. You can't do it again. So.
Yes. Bring
Yes.
back Transformers for HHN. I want a ride that I don't have to put my stuff in a locker for.
Full reliable 15-minute wait or 5. Depending.
Exactly. AC, loud noises.
I'll take
fling
that
me
or
around.
ET or ET,
ET,
but then
bring-
Oh, please.
Come on.
And if you open ET, that allows access to that side of the park as well, because there's nothing going on in that corner.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have
Yes.
parade buildings this year. You don't have
No.
a show and animal actors. So putting ET as an opening attraction, or even, you know what, screw it. Give me Roller Coaster. If we can't have
Okay.
Break Rock Rocket open, give me Roller Coaster for 4 nights.
It would cater to the audience that's coming to Five Nights at Freddy's. No.
yeah.
It's just I'm
Oh
just saying.
yeah.
I'm just saying, hey, that's not a jab. That's just true. A lot of kids are coming.
So,
Gonna come to
so
the
you're
event
trying to
this year.
say Horror Nights is a daycare?
Hey, I'm not saying anything. I don't make the event. I just go.
Oh, well, yeah, VillaCon, that would be. Well, I don't
That
know
would
with
be
all the alcoholic drink. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Everyone's
Yeah,
just
that's,
rushing. All right,
Just falling over, dude, on the moving sidewalk.
You might catch a few people like just laying down on the conveyor
I
belt,
feel like this was
passed
like
out.
brought up in discussion when they first opened the attraction, and they were like, you know what, we should open it. And they're like, actually, do you know our demographic? Do you know everyone? Let's not do this.
Yeah,
Man. Bring the Simpsons. I mean, they had the Simpsons, but that's in the event they use that for the. They could be using the queue again for that tent. So,
yeah.
I would not be shocked if they were using that the queue for
The same
at 10 again, yeah.
pathway they did last
Yeah.
year.
Which I think that worked so well.
Yeah, because at least you had like covered. It's a mostly covered queue, so if it rains, then you're undercover for the most part. And it's still hot, but you have fans at least. So I at least just wish we had music in there, like
Something.
music, like video.
Or something playing on the Simpsons screens. Yeah,
Yeah,
The old
exactly.
Horror Nights trailers or
Oh,
something.
they're not. No. Those screens are so old. They're not going to be able to program new footage. What's on there is on there. So, like, we're just gonna get Doc Brown selling the Institute to Krusty. That's what we're gonna watch as we line
Oh
up.
wow, yeah, that'll never happen again. But yeah, that would be cool. Do you think we'll get a food booth like we had last year, right outside of Pets? Or
Pets.
what's it called?
Like how we had the carry booth?
Yes, like how we had it under the
Yeah,
tent.
That would make sense.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it makes me curious, and then this is obviously getting into deep. We have no clue territory regarding Rip Ride Rocket and how they're going to do everything. But 2 years ago, we had the Oddfellow food truck right there in the corner, where they had the weird, freaky pink hot dog, and then they had the other one, the Stranger Things. And last year we didn't have that. Obviously, we're not getting the games back,
Yeah.
so I wonder if maybe we see another food truck there again this year, and we see, because that booth that was there last year was Insidious. The year before it was that the Stranger Things. So I wouldn't be
Oh,
shocked
yeah,
if
yeah.
we're gonna get that one back probably. But the other one, the food truck, it would be cool to see that come back just as another place to get food.
Another option.
Exactly, another food booth.
Especially we see how many different properties we have. If you want to
Yeah.
cater to every audience, you have to have food booths. You don't have to,
Everywhere.
but you should have food booths for every option.
I mean, if we're going by last year, let's see if I can remember this. Going last year, we had the one outside of Rocket and Fallon. We had two on that street there, crossing Minions. We had the two Ghostbusters ones on the other side. We had Sting Alley, none in, well, technically San Francisco inside of the cart there. And then they had the Goblins food booth, as well as Cary, Ohio, the Triplets food truck, and the Monstros booth. So I believe 9 out of the 10 houses had a food booth, plus the generic Twisted Taters one. So I would not be shocked if they go with that same number, maybe more in the event. You have 5 IPs, 5 originals. If you want to tie it into scare zones or icons as well, and just have your generic food booths, or if they have any other experiences, because we know we might have other characters roaming around, like different IPs that could be like one-off. That's not a scare zone or a house, but like happens to be there. We are getting Megan coming back this month. In a couple weeks, she's going to start meeting again.
She starts very soon. I
She's
think
starting
Tuesday.
to meet again.
I
So
think Tuesday
maybe,
is her first day.
Is Tuesday really?
I thought it was the 9th, starting June 9th.
It could be. I don't know.
Something.
But yeah, so that is, like, let's say they were to bring Megan to the event. They were going to have Megan. Maybe you have a Megan food booth. That's the kind of stuff that you could do. Because we remember they had Chucky food booths when they didn't have Chucky at the event.
Ooh.
2 years in a row. So turn it into nightmares.
Or if they like ran the video, but it would be like Jimmy Fallon like waking like into a nightmare.
In the nicest way possible. I agree with Colby's comment about the Reuben fries.
Oh, I never had them. I never had them, but I know they were a big thing.
They weren't the best thing ever, but it was something different from just pizza fries. So we had the pizza fries, we've had s'mores fries, we had Reuben fries. So like I want to see them dig into different types of things. Like if you look over at Green Eggs and Ham, for example, multiple options of tater tots that you can possibly move over to Horror Nights. I mean, that's technically how they have the pizza tots. Why not have something similar, like give us buffalo chicken fries?
Yes.
Something.
Recent Green Eggs and Ham enjoyer. Recent visitor to Green Eggs and Ham as of like 3 days ago.
Do we like Green Eggs and Ham more than the actual what's the restaurant there?
Circus
No.
Circus?
Circus
No.
McCircus. No?
No.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Okay, that's gonna be split. I'll take it up with Josh. Okay.
Hey, Josh loves Circus McCircus.
Oh.
Exactly.
Okay. The one time I went, I wasn't too much of a fan.
See,
Chris of the K also loves.
Chris with the listen, hey, Circus McGurkus is a very special place to me.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Sorry, no.
Oh,
I'm
bloody
gonna
poutine,
send-
yes.
Chris,
Bring
I'm gonna
back the
send
bloody
something else
poutine.
to you in the group chat.
Okay.
Bring back the bloody poutine. Yes, there was a question a little while back about favorite HHN food item. That is my favorite item I've ever had at HHN. Was the Yeti poutine. I liked it better than the house.
Wait a minute. You like that better than the Stranger Things sandwich?
Yeah, slightly. The Stranger Things sandwich is very good.
I forgot about that sandwich. That sandwich was so good.
Yeah, I only know about that sandwich because Dreamport, he was literally he was like, this sandwich, man. And I was like,
it was
what?
so good.
And I went and got one. I was like,
Yeah,
man,
that was so-
this is value.
I remember closing night too. You're like, oh, let me try this closing night of the event.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Hot honey chicken tots would kind of go crazy.
Hot honey chicken tots would
Allison,
slap.
Allison Chains. Also, I love that username. I love
So
that
what
username.
what if you were to get the so Five Nights at Freddy's has pizza.
Mm.
Get pizza fries.
Mm-hmm.
Throw some hot honey on top of it. Have you ever had hot honey on pizza?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Dreamport, is that the pizza you ordered at Stella or Terra?
Yes. It was,
Was
at
it
Terra.
Terra?
It was Terra.
Okay.
It was hot honey pizza. That was excellent at Terra Luna Resort. That was good.
Huh? Chicken dish
Albert.
from 31.
Albert, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
What do you
I'm
say?
sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you guys have pizza
Oh.
fries.
Yeah,
no,
that's,
but it's not the same.
yeah. You guys had a very interesting fish and chips. We compared fish and chips Hollywood to Orlando's. It was very interesting because when we sat down, we were like, April was like, "Oh, they gave us chips, like literally like a bag
Oh.
of chips," and we were like, "Huh? Like, there's no French fry." It was literally a bag of like Miss Vic's chips, salt and vinegar. So
Good on you, Hollywood.
yeah, poor guys. Yeah,
Listen,
Hollywood
we have
always has barbecue.
we have the Brits love to come over to Orlando, so like, I don't know. I feel like that's the thing. Is there are a lot of overseas travelers that come to Orlando? I know a couple in my audience for sure that come overseas for Horror Nights.
Ooh,
I don't think I know Dreamport's answer for this.
Yeah,
Realistically.
don't gotta ask me. Put the
yeah.
sign back up.
Dreamport doesn't have a twin in here, or else he would probably say
Exactly. I don't
FNAF
have
all
a
the
twin.
way.
I don't have a twin in here.
Losh, do you have a pick on this one?
I have a concrete answer,
Ooh.
but I will say this: I'm excited to go through Fallout with Dreamport.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as someone that's wanted Five Nights at Freddy's and Horror Nights
Fair.
for so long,
Fair. No, that's fair.
I'm so excited for this. The house can be dog water. I'm still gonna enjoy it.
That's fair.
I won't
That's
let
fair.
it be. I'll be at the end of the house. Like,
I'm waiting.
I'll
for
be at the
Jason
end of the
Blum
house shouting, "You got to see the sequel in December."
That's awesome.
For me, that's a tough one because for me, I know nothing of Five Nights other than I know, like, I've known of it, but I never looked at really any of the games, never played it. I watched the movie, which that was a struggle for me. Thank God it was on Peacock because I fell asleep 3 times watching it. So thank God it was on Peacock. So I do think it can have that cool aspect. It's going to be very fun, very creepy. It might have maybe a lot of those scenes that we love in houses. Fallout, I can't think in my head a lot of the cool sayings that they're gonna like. I'm not gonna walk out repeat like we repeated a lot from last year for Goblins or some of the other houses.
Okie dokie.
But I feel like Fallout
Okie
is
dokie.
fun too. That's a tough one. Maybe Fallout. Fallout's probably the pick then for me. I love those T60s. I think they're the coolest. I think they're just, I want to see that in a house. And what I really want to think is in The Last of Us where you saw that scene with the, what is the, I don't even know what
bloater?
yes, where that bloater,
big one?
where
The
it,
one that
it was
was
like, doof, doof, doof. That's what I want to see is that noise. I want to feel it and then see a T60 like coming out of the like fog or something. Yeah.
And I'm gonna chime in. Obviously, it's
Five
Five Nights at
Nights.
Freddy's. Yeah, no, but I'm excited for Five Nights at Freddy's though. Like, I'm not someone who's like, okay, yeah, like Five Nights at Freddy's is. It's one of those things that like the potential is so intense. Like, it's just such a like big like thing that can be done. Like, if they're able to pull this off, as someone who loves animatronics, puppets, that whole thing, like I love when houses are all that. It's like, yeah, give me that, And as someone who did kind of follow the games as they were coming out, who has known this series since it came out, it is a little bit of like a nostalgia thing for me because it's like, yeah, of course, like even though I love Fallout and have an attachment to Fallout more than Five Nights at Freddy's, it is gonna be like Five Nights at Freddy's could be a really cool experience, and I hope, especially with just how good the suits look in the movie. Also, yeah, Nightmare Port. That's my evil twin. That's the not so scary channel content creator.
Don't YouTube that right now. It's still in the works, right?
Yeah, exactly. I have to have a meeting with him.
I'll answer Colby real quick. If I'm not mistaken, Colby, did you comment that when I did my Michael Jackson Thriller video, like my house pitch forever ago? And if I'm not, I think that was you. I could be wrong, but I think a Mortal Kombat house would slap.
I mean, yeah,
If done properly, I think it'd be really.
fatalities could go crazy. That could be the whole house.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. Yes.
Ooh. Yes, love Exorcist Believer. Can't wait to go back and see it in Vegas.
Because it puts it in a different context of seeing a house versus a movie. Because a movie, you're just sitting there watching it, and if you're not interested or you lose interest, it's boring. But a house, it keeps things going. There's constantly something happening. Visual effects, you see it in front of your eyes instead of through a screen. So, yeah.
Yeah. Also,
Aw,
appreciate
yay.
the
Thank you.
subscribe. Appreciate the
Thank
subscribe.
you so much.
Also, Albert, I want to go to Hollywood, man. Like, I want to go to Hollywood this year.
You guys
Me
got to keep
too.
watching the videos.
It's not completely out of the question this year, but I'm not sure, just based on the way everything's going. But I would love to go. I would love to experience it because I know you guys have some cool stuff out there. While, you know, Orlando has great stuff out there, Hollywood it's a different event. So,
Yeah, and I think there was a comment earlier. I believe enough, if it is a house or experience, it is where the weekend was for Hollywood. I believe that's the soundstage
So-
they're using.
so soundstage
It's-
would make sense.
Yeah, I think that's where it is because I'm trying to think of like Poltergeist is Curious George lot. Scarecrow is in the bottom. I forget what
T-pad.
it's called. The T-pad, yeah. Which I hate the T-pad. When you guys go to Hollywood, you'll understand the T-pad slope scares the heck out of me. Just trying to like walk down that hill real quick and not like bust my behind each time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you guys got fire tires. That's
We
true.
have fire
Yes.
towers and aggressive Scarek that will like run and
And
freak
their
you out.
Scarecrow or their actual like main Scare Zone actually has a show that they do every so often to swap them out.
The
And they do
Scaremony.
the chainsaw scare out. There's some cool stuff that Hollywood does that Orlando's like, not here.
Yeah, we're not gonna have people running around like running into people with
I know.
chainsaws.
T-pad walk sucks.
T-pad
Yeah.
walk
It
sucks.
does. It does.
Awesome.
Sounds like yeah. Yeah, if I had to place a bet, I don't think they would put that in the tent house.
No, Jason wouldn't be too happy about that one.
Stilt walkers. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Stilt walkers.
Was there a lot of stilt
Four-legged
walkers last year?
Oh,
Here in Orlando, we
yes.
had none.
Oh, that's
in the houses.
true.
In the houses
Yeah.
only,
Yeah.
and really only in 3 houses:
Monsters,
Ghostbusters
Ghostbusters.
and Insidious.
Yeah.
Right? Because wasn't
You're
one of the
right.
brides? Wasn't one of the brides a stilt walker?
Wow.
Or no?
What in
No,
Hollywood?
was not a stilt walker
Wait,
in
talking about
Insidious?
Orlando or Hollywood?
Orlando.
No. She
No,
was just,
I don't.
Well, yeah, the bride was just elevated,
Oh, okay.
so on like a higher platform, which is why curtain open, scared.
No, I'm talking about the other one, the one that comes on the right hand side from the mirror.
Yeah, they were just elevated.
Oh, so just elevated. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
because the
They were
one
on
that
higher
pulls
platforms.
the one that pulls open the curtain, that's a very Hollywood scare. Like that's a very Hollywood-esque kind of scare.
Oh wow. That's Yeah, cutbacks, man. You know, fan fest. Got to pay
Yeah,
for things somehow.
exactly. Exactly. Y'all like that Back to the Future experience? Y'all like that Dungeons and Dragons experience?
Costs money.
Yeah. Can't have Yoshi without a little bit of bread, you know? Can't have 3 Yoshis.
Dreamport, did you have any? I don't have the merch pulled up. Did you have any? Let me try.
I
To
don't
see.
have
I'll,
any. I
I'll
did
see if
not
I
go.
can get something. I got
I
you.
have not bought it yet. I'll be buying on Sunday.
Yeah, so you're looking to just buy FNAF merch, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do want a cool shirt. Like I like the logo they did with the sign with Horror Nights in there. That would be cool on a shirt.
I would like if they did a pocket shirt for it.
Yeah. With a bigger design on the back. Kind of like this one with this here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't be surprised, knowing Scott Cawthorne, that they would not let it be on the house shirt.
Well, here's my caveat to that. In the event that this stained glass piece is all IPs,
Oh.
I have a feeling that is going to be our house shirt. Like that completed image, that's going to be on the shirt.
Oh man,
It's going to look just like that.
you're
So
right.
that makes me
Wow.
think that they were able to lock in everybody. That everybody, maybe they're not on everything. Maybe they're not on the actual like house, like this one with the houses on the back. But at least on the main IP shirt, I could see, unless they were to swap it out with something else, which wouldn't be out of the question. But I have a feeling. With, because the thing is with Scott Cawthon, listen, Five Nights at Freddy's is a merchandise empire, man. They make merch for everything with Five Nights at Freddy's on it. This right here, 5 slots. Now, I wouldn't be shocked if the bear goes right there in the middle, if that was the stipulation. Like, hey, you can get it on here, but I got to be in the middle.
Well, I think, right? So hear me out. The two top sections, they're bigger. And based on rumors and everything, we have 2 things that are groups. So we have the Five Nights at Freddy's crew. We also have the YS6.
Yeah,
Put those on top. You put the clown in the bottom, or Jason in the bottom. And
both.
on the right, you put the other, like either or.
Yeah, because they're taller.
Mhm.
That was my thought process when I first saw
Yeah.
it. Like have the groups on top, and then the individuals on the bottom.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be really neat, actually. See, for me, first of all, I don't know how you guys feel, but this is badass. Like, this is so cool.
Oh yeah.
It's
This,
cool.
for
I wouldn't be
sure. Some of the
surprised.
best merch they've done in a while.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if we get a pin like this with
Ooh.
the completed set.
Don't talk to me about pins. Losh and I are like the pins. We're pin guys. Okay.
They're wheeling me in very slowly.
Oh no, it's not even slowly. I seen you with the monster mystery pins. I seen what happened there.
But yeah, I so am I to understand that the pieces that go in, they only go in one way, right? Or can you just place them wherever?
I think
know
they're
it has
meant.
It has an adhesive on the back, so once you put it on there, it's on there.
Because
I
I
think-
wonder if there's multiple pieces that you can just like buy. Like you bought this character, the ghoul, so someone else buys the T60.
I think it's 1 per IP.
Just one. Okay.
Because the ghoul's the only one that's out. So I would assume that it's 1 per IP to complete the set. And I'm assuming based on the way they're positioned, I mean, I guess you could swap them around different positions. But again, based on the way they're positioned and shaped, I could see it being like the only, because like looking at those 2 up top, because looking at the ghoul, that little like decorative piece at the bottom, that's a part of the sticker. Because you can see on the other
Oh,
side, we don't have
okay.
that. So I'm assuming
I see
the,
what you're saying.
the ones
now.
on the top are also gonna go with that angled piece that has the blood on it. So you're gonna know which one goes on the top because it's gonna have that angled piece. It's a puzzle. That's how they describe it, as a puzzle.
Oh,
So I could
Okay.
see it being like that. Like it's a very specific way it's supposed to look. But like Lush was saying, like it is just a tape. It's a piece of tape. It's like I thought it was a magnet at first, but it is straight up just a piece of tape.
And do you think how long before someone creates a little piece for each of the icons of Horror Nights that you can just put in there yourself?
Ooh.
There you go.
Wait, hold on.
Someone's got to out there, got to design it.
This man is cooking.
So who would you put in the bottom though? Jack
Jack.
or Fear? I mean, I don't know.
it's like it's kind of a centralized piece there at the
Yes.
bottom. So
Would you
I'd
put
assume-
Oddfellow on yours?
we're not gonna answer that question.
Dreamport.
Also, Eldritch Terror, the splatter print, is that like the sticky blood? Is that what you mean by that?
Yeah, the
Like
sticky
blood?
I can grab a shirt real quick with it on there. You want me to grab
Yeah,
one?
like any variety of sticky blood, because they
Give me
did
a
it.
second.
They had shirts with it on it last year. But yeah, this
Currently
design
in
is
the
awesome.
closet.
Stay tuned for more nightmares.
And they spelled tuned wrong. It just says stay tuned.
Oh, it did.
That's awesome. I'm like, yeah, man, I love it.
Oh my god, I see it.
It's all good, man. You know, it's all good.
Oh man.
That was the first thing because I hate this, but that's like how I am. If something's spelled wrong, like I will immediately notice it, and I'll be like, like even if it's not like a big deal, it's like it's just something that I just. The house shirts with the slogans on the front. So yeah, like the sticky blood shirts, like they had the all jacked up one from 25 with the houses on the back, and then the sticky blood.
Yeah, all jacked up.
Those shirts are cool because I feel like that was when they were experimenting with more like weird slogans, like stuff that was like not what like wouldn't be the slogan for the event. It would just be a weird slogan just for the shirt. Like they had the one. What year was it that was like? So this is what fear tastes like. I think that was 24. Yeah, like one of those. Yes, like that shirt, but not a splatter, not like a sticky blood one, but
But
essentially.
you mean
that
like
idea.
the sticky blood one, like one that's
Yeah.
actual. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like the
What
ones,
a
there
name.
was one from 23 that I have somewhere. I'm gonna look for that.
The Shattered Scream shirts did have it. That's the one that the Shattered Scream shirts definitely gave me that vibe, except the tagline was on the back and the thing was on the front. The design was on the front.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I love this shirt. I love the shirt so much.
The shirt's gas.
Very
hoping-
interesting that the color too. So they took everyone's kind of comments about black shirts. They tried it last year with, these bright orange cone shirts, but
Listen, I was worried that they were gonna give us a yellow shirt.
Oh.
I was really worried that was gonna
yellow,
be the case.
like a mustard yellow.
Like the Fallout logo color yellow.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I
what I
would've-
was worried about.
I would have hated that because I would have had to buy it. So I'm like, oh,
Come
man.
on, please, Hornets, do a yellow.
Please do just good shirts for this property, please. So that I don't have to regret buying. Because I'm going to be involved with the merchandise. I know Avion had to comment about like all the paycheck being HHN. Like, brother, I understand.
Quite literally, all the paycheck being Fallout.
Quite literally. Quite literally. The Chucky shirt did have it on the back.
Oh,
Sticky
okay.
blood. Oh, and the front
Yes.
too.
Yes.
Um,
Ooh, yeah. Silver Screams. Oh man. Great house. Yeah, so the merch I'm definitely sold on the stained glass. It sucks because once I saw it, I was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, wait a second, I gotta buy that plus this,
Everything
plus
is
this, plus I was
separate.
like, oh,
Yes,
you
it's-
son of a
it's Mardi
I'm
Gras
gonna
all
be
over
like,
again.
what?
it's like damn you Horror Nights.
Yeah, it's Mardi Gras all over again.
you know what it was
It's
is
like a $72 souvenir.
it was all these years of me being like, yeah, I'm not interested in the merch. I'm not really buying nothing. And they're like, we're going to get this. We're going to get you this year. We're going to get you.
It's like,
We'll
get ready,
fix
get
that.
ready.
That's it. It's funny because when I first met you, Chris, that was literally like I remember you saying that like, no, I don't like any of the T-shirts for the year. Like I don't think it's. And then last year, I was like, I remember you saying, "Oh, I gotta get that. Or I gotta get the sign. I gotta get the popcorn bucket. I gotta start
They're
doing."
willing me slowly back in, damn it.
And it's like, oh man,
Or do I just try to wait for everything to appear in the weird extra long pass holder store?
the not summer tribute store, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's my thing with the Fallout merch is like I'm gonna make sure that none of it sells out. I'm like,
Ooh,
gotta lock it down.
I have strong belief that it will be back. It was probably the number one most popular thing I think I saw. I still see it to the day. I still see people walking around the park wearing it.
Yep.
It sold very well.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do a variant.
Ooh.
Because that one was glow in the dark. Maybe they do an acid wash. Maybe they do different colors.
Maybe they do like an actual wooden sign because they had a metal like a square, but like actually just the logo, like a bigger one that you can put in your display. You know, like how I have back here. Well, my HHN stuff's behind the desk. It's above my camera. But
Ooh. Queso's always cooking. Yes.
that's true. That is true. That is true.
Yep.
We're gonna get some cupcakes at the event for sure. Cupcake. Man, a popcorn bucket. Cupcake popcorn bucket. Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Well, I feel like no. I think it will sell regardless because of just how big some of these properties are. Like Five Nights at Freddy's. It doesn't really matter what the shirt is. Like I think, especially if they have some exclusive items, like if they have a popcorn bucket or something like that. I think that stuff would sell.
I think that's the kind of like Five Nights at Freddy's. At least if you want the merchandise, buy it early.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Because that's the kind of thing when it's gone. Who
Well,
knows if it'll come back.
For me, in the event that we get merch with all the houses on it, all the IPs, that merch is gonna be first on my list because just to like say I had merch from with all these IPs on it, and I'm sure like just for those who are new and who have never been to HHN before, sometimes you can get away with waiting until the end of the event to get stuff on sale. But if you're looking for like hoodies specifically, sell out super early. Those will sell out weeks before the event
And
ends.
sizes too. A big
Sizes,
thing I
yes.
always see is the sizes of
Yes.
everything. They'll have plenty of small, extra small, like
Right.
mediums, plenty.
Right.
But anything from large up, gone.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
you're out of luck. Especially if you wait. You're like,
Yes.
nope. That's always the hunt later on, and you're like, oh man, let me go check. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, on the contrary, I waited this year. I didn't wait. I bought pins right away. I should have
Mm-hmm.
waited, but pins didn't sell out this year.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Don't know if they'll reduce the amount that they send to the event now, due to the fact that not that many sold. But last year we really didn't. I didn't have to rush to buy pins, even though I did. I didn't have to. The only one that sold out was the Mel's pass holder pin.
But that
And
one
then
didn't even.
at that, it came back.
Yeah, because I was able to get one during the sale period.
Was it a closing day or closing weekend?
Closing weekend for sure. So yeah, no, absolutely. Well, because I noticed the stuff that was first to sell out last year. Insidious, Quiet Place. That was the first merch to sell out. So it. I love that comment.
Not
I
the
love that
small
comment. Oh, they're gonna. People were saying, why do they have Ghostbuster Kid merchandise at HHN? Oh, brother. Get ready. They're gonna have kid plushies, all kinds of stuff. Bring back Funko Pops. I don't even buy Funko Pops anymore. I shouldn't even say that.
I know someone said it earlier, way earlier. I think it was Jake, a Vault Teller Studio Screamer, not Vault Teller, Vault Boy.
Ooh.
Do we get Screamer? Like, I guess we
Did
gotta get more
Screamers,
Screamers.
were they back last year?
Mm-hmm.
Were they there?
They were.
No.
They
Was
were.
it-
They
Oh,
took
they
a
were.
while.
it was the smaller set, so it had 5 instead of 6.
Oh.
And the returning character, well, the mystery
Oh,
character
that's right. It was the
creature.
variant. Yeah. That's true.
A whole new way.
Why is Freddy spelled like that?
Why is Freddy spelled wrong?
And by the way, this is from USA Today. This is the way they spelled Freddy. So I saw
First of
that
all-
and I
first of
was
all-
like,
first of all-
what?
First of all, I'm going to say this. First of all, Freddy's is spelled wrong. Second of all, there's no apostrophe. There's no possessive. It's Freddy's, like it's Freddy's Place. Five Nights at Freddy's with a Y apostrophe S. That's how it's spelled.
Well, Freddy's is his twin. You know, that's his.
He sells burgers.
He sells burgers. Yes, sir. Oh my god.
Oh, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I saw that when I was trying to look around for any more like announcements or any like extra articles or anything, and I was like, why is it spelled this way? Toddler HHN merch, yes.
Yeah, get ready, y'all.
Is there normally any toddler stuff? No, I don't think there's like
No.
baby merch or kids merch.
There's like super small shirts, but there's nothing for like babies.
I don't know why that's so funny. I'm
Toddler
sorry.
merch.
Yes, I want to see a Maximus shirt as well.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Maximus he's an interesting character. I'll say that.
I'm curious to see where they take him in season 2. Lost, you finished it, right? You finished the series? Okay, Chris, you still need to finish it.
So in the last scene where yeah,
Grammar
The
Police,
Great
yes.
War.
Grammar Police, yes, that's me. Grammar Police, Easter egg hunter,
you're a
content creator extraordinaire. Yes. It's not even about Grammar Police. It's literally just the fact that I just can't not see it. And it's like
Well, it's also that it's a property that you can literally take 1 second and Google,
Just-
get the correct spelling.
Look at Colby's comment, dude.
you could
Huh?
you could just
Oh my god. Oh.
Oh,
No comment, no comment.
No.
We already do have
You guys are
strollers at
great.
the event.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you guys. I appreciate this. This is making my night. Oh man.
Not from what I've heard. Unless they pull a bait and switch, which Dreamport will be
So-
very angry.
I'll be very angry.
What did they cook with?
This is, if Fallout is number 1, that's number 2. As far as things I would want to see. So, can't have too much of a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, no, and they have plenty of them. I know on our end we have.
This is like the jaw sipper.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like the jaw sipper. I have it back there somewhere.
Where it's sold out every day, but it's still being
Yeah, it
restocked
comes back.
every single day.
It just mysteriously comes back.
Yeah, we found 20 like a box of
We
like
found a
20
box.
boxes more. Oh, we found more boxes. And then eventually you're going to go into that tribute store, not tribute store, 60% off.
Could we possibly see a little plush? A little soft
dog
plush
meat?
of dog meat?
Yeah, why not?
With a
Dog
hand
meat
in the mouth?
shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh,
Dog
wow.
meat.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
They're there.
It-
They got to
it
enjoy the
happens.
event too. Do they get in for free?
I think
Yeah.
if you're under 3, you get in for free.
Under 3 gets in for free all
Sweet.
across the
All I
board.
got to do is get a DeLorean, go back. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't think this through.
What do you do
I
about
don't
Chris?
think so.
What about
Chris?
What about
Chris is
with a
going to
K?
drive me in the DeLorean, and then
okay.
that way, and then he'll drive me back afterwards.
Okay. I've seen my fondest memory in that regard was coming out of what house was I in? Oh, it was coming out of I think it was Stranger Things, and the merge point which is the exit for Stranger Things, Blood Moon, and The Exorcist. And I saw a mom with a baby in the strap carrier coming out of Exorcist with the baby in the carrier. So,
Mm-mm.
what happened to Chris?
I think Chris. is
I'm
taking
still
over.
here.
Chris with a K took over.
Yeah, he wanted to kill me real quick.
Also, yes, the Jaws 50th thing got snapped up so fast. I was so mad because I was there the day that came out, and I did not buy it. And
I'm
I was
surprised
so...
it hasn't come back yet.
Well, they know it, but in both coasts, they didn't have that many of them.
Wow.
They sold out on both coasts because I have not seen those things beyond the first day or two, and I have like all my NECA figures are back here. Jaws would go pretty perfectly in there, but alas, not gonna happen.
Not today. Not today.
Chris,
I'm
Chris,
waiting-
better be careful with the lights off. You're gonna have Freddy's gonna appear there.
I was gonna say I'm just waiting for the TV glitch to happen right now.
The jump scare. That's how we end the live stream. Chris does the Foxy run.
We're gonna ching 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 ching.
Oh my god.
Now I actually feel like watching that movie again. Well, maybe. not.
Uh-oh.
You know what sucks? It's not on Peacock.
Really?
Oh, it is not.
They took it off?
I went
Why
to
did
go
they
watch
take it
it.
off?
So I
Well,
checked
you know,
on-
Jason Blum wanted you to get ready for the sequel.
So
Well, no,
I
if they
wanted,
wanted
I wanted
to-
to watch it on Sunday when the announcement happened, and I was like, okay, cool. Nope, it's not there.
But if they wanted you to watch it for the event, why would they take it off?
It's Universal. Well, NBC.
Why don't y'all ride Stardust? I've been on Stardust.
I've been on Stardust.
Oh. Who's saying this? Who said that? Who said this comment?
No. Okay, I get it, because they said it has a flux capacitor.
Yeah.
Because we can go back in time.
Oh. I thought it was Dylan. I thought it was Dylan in the chat. Let me do this. Keep talking. If there's any
Man.
comments, I'm trying to fix this security camera. You know, I'm hearing reports of some weird activity.
Makes sense. If you get a phone call from a security guard who used to work here, don't answer.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Hello. Is this thing on?
Doon, 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 doon.
Hold on. Pause for show.
Oh man. But yeah. Stardust is awesome. It reminds me of Dueling Dragons. Oh, there it is. Yay!
Yay!
That's awesome. I love that. This is a fun stream.
We're
When
having
was the
fun
last time we were talking about HHN?
Uh, we were just talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's baby stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are we expecting or anticipating an announcement on 13th? I mean, here's the thing. Okay. Take what we think out of it. Friday the 13th is just a day for spooky activity anywhere. Because it's Friday the 13th. Why not? Why not?
Knowing Universal, they'll just announce it on the 12th.
Yeah, exactly. 12th announcement. Because we don't have another Friday the 13th until, I think, what, December?
Yeah.
It's like later in the year. It's after Horror Nights.
I mean, it makes sense to make the announcement then. We also have the panel, Spooky Empire.
Oh, yeah, that's 2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks from around the 20th.
Yes.
I can completely expect there to be an original announcement.
I can expect there to be something.
Maybe an icon reveal.
Maybe multiple announcements. We don't know, honestly.
Maybe just announce the whole original slate.
Hey, imagine when we have more than 2 IPs to talk about. That's exactly true. I'm waiting for Golden Freddy to pop up. Hey. Chris is when we pop on the camera. Chris is just laying in the corner, like Golden Freddy pose. Oh man, so ready to see the live stream. Will they be live streaming it?
I don't know. I'll be in another country, so.
Oh well, I'll be seeing. Shout out to Speculation Matt will probably be there. He'll probably be there. He was there at the last one.
He'll be there.
He'll be there. So if you don't follow in HHN Speculation Matt, you probably are. But shout out to him. Who else will be there? I'm sure there'll be somebody live streaming.
Probably like HHN 365 will be there.
HHN 365, Fear and Beer.
Hog Girls.
DC, are you still in the chat? Are you gonna be there?
Pause for show.
Seeing if but I'm sure we'll see something because that's always what I look forward to with Midsummer Scream Panel.
Yeah.
With
I love watching the live stream. I never go I've never gone to Hollywood, but
Yeah.
I do enjoy hearing Murdy talk about in depth about the houses they're getting. Like when he talked about TCM last year, I thought that was awesome. All the little details and how they're digging into the legacy.
Yeah, and there's always a few live streamers in the crowd. Like I want to say I watched Crystal and Chris live stream last year.
I think I watched Five Fires.
Five Fires, Crystal and Chris, other Hollywood creators that do the live streams out there. So, you know, there'll be folks. I think does TLEV do live stream at Midsummer Scream?
They don't live stream. They just film like the
They'll
vlog.
do reaction.
They'll record the entire panel and then they'll upload that.
Yeah. It'll be an after the fact recording of the panel. So I'm just name dropping Hollywood creators that I like.
TLEV does that. Exploring Attractions does that.
Yeah.
The Knights of Horror does that.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's so many creators over there that are all great at what they do.
All the creators that we like.
Yeah.
What's Ghostbusters? Is that GB Day Ghostbusters Day? Because that's coming up soon. I think it's the 8th. It's the 8th, I think.
So 2 days from now?
2 days from now. Yo. Hey.
Listen.
An announcement would kind of go crazy. An announcement on Ghostbusters Day for a certain coaster would kind of go crazy.
All I'm hearing is June 8th, 2027 sounds really good.
Ooh, yes.
I
June
didn't
8th,
hear that from anyone except for myself.
June 8th, 2027 would kind of go crazy. 2027, though, do you think that would be enough time for them to knock down Rocket and build a new thing?
Oh, shoot, yeah.
Maybe 2028. 2028, I think that's a little more believable.
Yeah.
To knock it down and build whatever new.
Well, I know that right after Horror Nights ends, they should just start demolishing it.
Yeah, of course,
So-
knock it down. By the end of the year, hopefully that thing will be on.
I hope so. Gosh. As someone that used to... it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Same day as the 35th? Same day as Muppet Vision closing?
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Ghostbusters Day, 2025. Ghostbusters Day, June 7th. Yeah, it is tomorrow.
Wow.
Because it's Saturday, it makes sense. Because I think last year Saturday was on the 8th, so it was whatever that Saturday is. That's crazy. Tomorrow would be a crazy day for an announcement. 35th anniversary. They say we're taking the next step with the park. We're bringing back a classic IP, and it's Ghostbusters Day. Ooh.
I feel like that's a coaster that Chris would have to go on.
Oh, it would
Chris-
be.
Both Chris's, Chris the C and Chris with the K.
And Josh.
Chris with the K and Josh. Well, Josh doesn't do coasters.
Josh doesn't do coasters. Well, Chris with a K does coasters. So they're trying to get the Ghostbusters as immutable characters.
Please.
Yeah, yeah, all of them. Even get the Spengler kids. Get them all.
Yeah.
I want to meet them all.
Well, you have them for the parade. Why
Exactly.
not do what you used to do with the Superstar Parade and bring out a unit early and let
Exactly.
them meet and greet.
Exactly.
I
I'd
get
love
it's
to
harder
meet,
because it's like space characters, but
I would love to meet Ghostbusters. I'd love to meet Quint and Quentin and Brody. I would love to meet Franklin from Jurassic World. I'd like to meet all the
Yes.
characters. Oh, Chris's mysterious voice has arrived.
Yeah.
Or is it Chris?
Yeah. Chris. With a K.
Albert, Jesus Christ.
I would like to
Albert
come
said,
back to the
Ghostbusters
stream, but
2016
there's mysteriously some bears that are standing behind me right now. They just keep like moving their heads very slowly. They're not saying nothing. I don't know what they want.
When you really think about it, the Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics are just weeping angels, you know?
Yeah.
No, I would restart this and
Yes.
see if my camera would work, but I don't know if it's going to keep the stream or kick it out. I don't know. I could play let's see and find out, but I don't know if that's going to end the live stream.
Let's see and find out is crazy.
It'll be the most abrupt ending to the live stream. Like, all right, guys, so we're back.
Be like, yeah, I really wanted to take inspiration from the ending to The Sopranos, so I just wanted the screen to cut to black. Sorry, I just spoiled the ending to a 15-year-old show.
Oh my
Spoilers,
gosh,
man.
you and your spoilers,
I
man.
know.
Next, you're gonna spoil the ending of Five Nights at Freddy's the game.
Also, shout out to he's not watching this. Shout out to Please Stop Vlogging for
Oh
throwing
my
me and
God.
Chris in a video.
Oh my gosh.
Chris, did you see that?
No, I think Eddie
sent it to me.
He sent me something and he was like, "You're in this video," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah. He used a lot of my footage, so thank you, Please Stop Vlogging, for tagging me in there.
Uh-oh. Now
his
we
videos.
made it. We're famous.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
throwing up my hands
Right.
if you can imagine that.
Brian has a question for you.
Uh-oh. No, I do not know John Murdy. Jason Blum is related to me, yes.
He is one of the triplets.
Yes, I actually can read the chat. I'm see what happened was I died and now my spirit is in the afterlife. It's just blackness over here. I exist. I talk to Dreamport all the time. He's just like, "Will you shut up? I'm trying to film."
It's the way that I was getting voice memos yesterday, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, you're filming right now." I was like, sorry, I did not see that. When I'm filming, I'm in my own world.
Ooh, yeah, that was back when Blumfest happened, and Charles Gray was like, not to put that out there, but I would love to work on Dollhouse of the Dam to come back, but
I
someday.
missed Blumfest. I feel like it was a lot of fun talking to
Man.
giving questions.
That was a fun
Also-
event.
Yeah.
Yes, I did see that on the hotline stream. That's going to be very interesting of how they're going to do that. If it is IP related, Batman, like Joker, ooh, man,
I know
especially
there's been
with
rumor
Knott's
about
quality.
Knott's getting IPs, right?
Ooh.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's rumor that Knott's is going to get one, or another Cedar Point Haunt's going to get an IP, but I would guess it would be Knott's because it's the biggest one.
Please, for the love of God, let it be Arkham Asylum and also us getting The Conjuring for the last final year because this is the last year of the movie.
Yeah, last rites.
And then, Horror Nights can get afterwards.
Yeah.
Horror Night-
35th.
I want it to be I'm just saying what I want it to be. I want it to be another split theme. I like the idea of how they did that last year, where one floor is one and the top floor is the other one, like another
Yes.
vibe.
Fallout
think
on
it
the
works.
First floor, FNAF on the second floor.
Exactly. Fallout on the first floor, Hatchet and Chains on the second floor. Now that's how you get me to come in every night.
Yes, he very much is.
You know, I think one day you should definitely get Eldritch on here.
Yeah, for sure. Very, very impressive editing. Eldritch Terror, I don't know how you can make the videos so fast. Like as many videos as you do edited the way you do.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like-
kill it.
Didn't you
like,
see that he did edit? Like editing is like his second nature.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. That's true.
Yeah.
When you do it all the time, I guess it does. Like
Mhm.
for me though, like I'm like, man, my videos, I feel like I'm not even putting that much into them, and I'm like still spending hours, hours and hours just clipping footage and selecting and making sure it all goes. So,
What's up,
shout
brothers?
out to Eldritch Terror. Um, but as far as the question goes, interested, interested. Like every year with the scare zones, I feel like I'm interested. Not like last year, I wasn't that hyped about most of the scare zones. I'm gonna be honest with you. I enjoyed Swamp. I enjoyed Torture Fair. I really enjoyed Demon Queens. That closing night, Chris, that was fun. And Demon Queens hanging
yeah.
out there for a couple hours. Great zone, but it took a while to sort of get to that point. And I feel like with scare zones, it's hard to really judge it until we start seeing props in the streets. Once we start seeing props go out, and we can get a feel for kind of what they might be cooking with it, then, which we should see, if we're following the same pattern, the end of this month, going into next month potentially, start seeing some stuff. Like trusses should be going out in a couple weeks here, some props maybe. So
You're gonna see me very excited about metal things in the next couple weeks.
yeah, lighting ring,
Yeah, literally.
lighting ring speaker.
Any little thing is gonna make me happy in the next couple
Yeah.
weeks.
Probably us three. DC will be there, or not live streaming, but recording updates on stuff. So
Recording.
make sure to tune in. There we go. That makes
Phil-
sense.
Yeah,
you go.
for sure.
A lot
That's
of sense.
the
So we're
thumbnails.
all
are
just
go
gonna
kinda
send
crazy.
our stuff to Edridge, and he's just gonna edit all the videos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I totally get like because the thumbnails kind of they're so wild every time. I'm like, wow. Yeah, exactly. Very on brand with Wicked coming out very soon.
That's right. It's out very soon on
Oh
Peacock.
shoot! VHS foam pole wallpapers last few years. Oh shoot! Okay.
Oh, really?
I love those. I love those.
Those were like my lock screen all the
Yeah,
time.
me too. I have the. Hold on. I think I have the Yeah, right here. I have this one saved. It was the HHN 32 one with my camera sucks. But HHN 32 with like all this stuff on there and Oddfellow and Unmasked and Darkest Deal and all that. That was my lock screen for a while there. I don't know if you did that one, but that's very cool.
That's awesome.
Did we have La Llorona? Yes.
Losh?
We had it as a house, and she was in the zone.
And Losh would say, "Oh, we have it. We had it."
We had it, all right. That was my first house ever.
That's right.
Never forget.
He is connected.
That's the house that did it for me.
I miss hijos.
I miss you.
So
Hollywood
what does that?
fans are gonna
What does
love
that say, Losh? Can you translate that?
You took it away from the screen.
La tercera es la vencida. So the third one's like expired. Rough translation, quick translation. I'm not a Spanish major. Yeah.
Come on. You gotta brush up for your trip.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're like me trying to order the food at the Monstros food booth, where I'm like, yeah, can I get the that thing?
That's awesome.
Oh wait, there's her.
Yeah. even though she's been at the event in Hollywood, they're still gonna find a way to play the audio in the scare zone, so it's all good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she was something to see in Hollywood, definitely. I love the house, and I love that she was roaming around. Very creepy.
I've never seen La Llorona, so I'm the only one that hasn't seen La Llorona at all because I
I
didn't.
don't think you want to.
Well, no, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I did
Seen all
see.
kids.
I did see the other three last year. I like that house. That was a fun house.
House was pretty.
House is a fun time. Ooh. More food.
Because like they started, I think they just weren't anticipating a lot of people getting stuff and then being like, "Ooh, that was good. Let me like get that again later on." Plus, I think last minute they switched for it to be all the food because it was never saying all the food.
Yeah,
That's
it
why
said
I was
select.
shocked when I walked in and it was like, "Oh shoot, everything's
everything.
open!" Like,
Yeah, try everything.
yeah. So maybe they will do that this year. I think they'll be more prepared. Yes.
I like that. I like this question about Murdy doing his own take on
Yeah.
Yeti. I like that. I want to see that. I want to see that. I feel like that could be a house that Hollywood can do. And I was just thinking about this too. I had an idea for some reason, and maybe it's because I was thinking about the last time we had this, but I would love to see Hollywood do their own take on Vamp. I would like to see them try Vamp out in a zone or in a house, in like
Or a
like
terror
imagine
tram.
Terror Tram, or imagine, here we go, a Parisian courtyard house that leads into the zone. Maybe you do a different decades, like a little bit, kind of like Holidays in Hell. You have different decades or different holidays. You can have different Vamp decades. So we could do the 50s, we could do the 60s, we can do the 70s, we could do the 80s. You know, I know Chris, this is not for you.
This is for Chris with a K.
This is for Chris with a K. But yeah, I think like Slaughter Cinema, Yeti, I think any of those like kind of funny, like campy houses, I think Hollywood could do those pretty well. Especially Yetis, because Yetis was all about the scare. Like Yetis, they really nailed you with like getting 3, 4, double, triple, quadruple scares.
I would
Back
like
to
to
back.
see. I would like to see Murray's take on not campground kills, but the
Really?
first one.
See, I would think Campground Kills.
See, but personally, I feel like going through both houses,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the original house would cater more to Murdy, as
Sure.
he likes to have a little bit of fun with a white snowy atmosphere, and you can kind of put blood anywhere. I feel
Yeah,
like
sure.
Murdy would have a field day with that.
Sure. And I think because for me, I guess I was coming from the perspective of like, I remember on the tour them telling us that Charles Gray, you know, it was very inspired by his trips as a kid, going like on camping trips and stuff like that, and that was what it kind of inspired the look of that house. So I wondered if like, well, because of John Murdy kind of came from the cut from the same cloth, maybe it's a little more like rooted in that Americana that I feel like could be really kind of funny. Or like, as everyone said this before, why don't we have like Irish mythology? Bro literally lives in Ireland. Why don't we get to see that stuff
That
more?
I think
Or-
you know what
know?
Sorry,
That'd be cool.
Bush. I think that is his going away, like his retirement year. I think that's something he's probably been having in his back pocket
So we're never
because
seeing
it would
that
make sense for him
He's
to do
never
that as his last.
house. Yeah, we're never seeing that house. But that's true. That I could see that being, well, I could see that being maybe once they run the course on Monstros. Even though that's a different
Yeah.
audience, that could be the next step of like, why don't we go to this side of mythology versus like,
Or
let's
they
see
could
him.
even do like Monstros, and then that same year do something for the mythology. See how that house
Yeah.
favors, and then they could be like, all right, this is a hit. Let's keep it going.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I know there's a comment here about like Lair of the Banshee. Like, why don't we see that house or that zone maybe translated to Hollywood, like their own take on something like that,
Yes.
like
Yep.
a house or like a zone. It could start as a zone because that's what it kind of where Monstros started. Like, yes, it was La Llorona, but also that zone spawned a lot of the Monstros that we saw in those houses. So maybe. But that's what I would love to see.
Wow.
Wrestling monsters will never be seen again. Very sad.
Oh, wow. 20. Yeah.
20?
I was so close to meeting
Yeah.
him. So close. That's my wish is just to look up and be like Murdy's walking down the road and be like, Murdy!
That's, well,
John!
folks, we have to get Zombie Chris to HHN Hollywood Media. So let's show some love to Zombie Chris videos, because that would
if
get you to
anybody
meet
in the
Murdy.
chat knows Murdy and can pass along, Yeah, just pass along a little hi, a little hello. You know, big fan.
I'll tell Uncle John I got you. I'll send him a DM. Be like, hey, Chris says hi.
Yeah, that's definitely true. We've missing out on a lot of, yeah,
On both coasts. On both
Yeah.
coasts.
yeah. Knott's is the only one I've ever seen that's done something rooted in Asian mythology.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we technically had geishas with
I was gonna say, well,
chainsaws.
that's-
Yeah,
that was
that
what,
was the
2016?
closest, I think.
Was that 2016?
Where they had the
Yeah.
ooh,
The
yeah,
geisha
it was
war?
2016.
yes,
Yeah.
because they had the female prisoners as well. That was the
Mm-hmm.
chainsaw gang.
One of the few things that I liked about 2016.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody have some more questions? As we're probably going to start ramping this up. Any last minute questions? Doomslayers. It's anybody's. Well, I think everyone here is. It's not their first time going to Horror Nights, obviously.
If you've lasted this long in the stream through all of our shenanigans, you've been to Horror Nights before.
Yeah, you're.
At least once. Oh, we got arrows pointing up. What are the arrows for?
Demon
What's the arrow?
Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
Maybe.
Remember when that was
You know-
speculated like 2 years ago? Was that 2 years ago? Or was that
It was
last
2 years ago.
I will say something has to go into the DreamWorks building.
Mm.
I'm not hinting at something, but something has to go in there. And I would hope it's not, hey guys, welcome to welcome to Horror Nights Hollywood.
Well, I
I
wouldn't be
hope it's
surprised that we see something for like the anime side for Horror Nights sometime soon, seeing how well received it was for Fan Fest nights.
That was like the Jujutsu Kaisen attraction was one of the most positively rated aspects of that event. Like people loved that show. Maybe next year. If not this year, definitely next year I could see it happening.
And it's easy to make something for it because it's literally just a theater show that has a screen. It
You
can
could
be
always
done.
just take the stuff from Japan like they did with Jujutsu Kaisen. If they
Yeah.
have a Demon Slayer show in Japan, just throw it in there.
That's one thing I will say I love about Japan, that it's a revolving show. Like it's not always going to be the same show when you go out to the park.
They have Chainsaw Man over there this year. Is that a
Yeah.
house or is that a show? I think it's a house or a zone.
I think
Japan
it's
just
like
announced
I know he's
everything,
in the
right?
zone. I thought.
Yeah, because they just Lashes. Yeah, you're right. They just announced everything for Japan.
Because they have
Um,
Chucky again. Let's see if I can find everything real quick.
Is premium screen the way to go? I mean, yeah, if you're going for one night, absolutely.
Or would
you
it be
have the
cheaper
bread.
to go for a single night and express, or is that less or more?
No food included though.
No
Think
food
about it like that.
included.
Express on a single night, that first night, you're looking at, it's like almost, I mean, I guess you're paying basically another $100 for the early, because like a ticket, hold on. Let me look up tickets for opening night. I'm looking up tickets for opening night right now. Hold on.
Isn't it 102.99?
It might be, yeah, 102.99. That sounds about right. So if you have 102.99 Express, I believe is like one, or I think it's like over 200 because it's opening night. Usually they put that pretty high. So if you do single night ticket, boom, 82.99 for opening night because it's gonna be the same time frame. Sorry for the blast of light on my face. And keep in mind, theoretically, if you go, so it's gonna be about 260 for the ticket plus express. Yeah, 250. 280 after tax. So you're looking at about 400. So 400 after tax for premium now, including food, and also keep this in mind as well.
Parking.
With Express, you have one time per use Express. Like, you're not going to get, and if that's opening night, so keep in mind, opening night is crazy anyway. You might not even be able to do everything with Express. That has happened before, right? On a regular night, sure. But you would then, let's say you wanted to do as much as possible, you'd have to utilize Stay and Scream. That would be another $55 on top of the ticket. Then you would have to pay for parking, if you plan on driving, rent a car. If you're staying in a hotel, it's a different story. But if you're planning on driving, parking is included with premium night. That's another $30. So it's these little things that add up like that I think you could justify it. Plus, it's like kind of a once a year experience. You get to be like around fans. It's a big like fan event. So do single night with Scream early. Yeah, that's exactly like if you plan it correctly, you don't need Express. Well, shit, that's your thing. That's your mantra.
Yeah, you do not need Express. I'm sorry, like Express maybe a few years ago, maybe this year. I don't know how the crowds will be.
Yeah,
but
you never know.
The past few years, you have not needed Express. You get there early, you leave late. That is the best way to do it. Spend the extra $55 on Scream early.
Absolutely.
If you can, if you don't already have a ticket. So it's like, trust me, you can get it all done without Express.
If you plan it.
If you plan it, you need to have a game plan.
You need to have a game plan.
Big thing. Like, make sure you start somewhere that'll be popular. So, for example, let's say you can either start at Five Nights at Freddy's or Fallout and then end at the opposite one. More or less is like a solid game plan to have.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And if you want to throw the show in there, that might throw a wrench into things, but you can try.
Yeah, I was gonna say about like the show as well, because if you skip the show, it's gonna give you definitely more time to play around with stuff and seeing what you want to do.
This is true.
Because you might want to throw in, a ride on the Mummy or something, Orlando based that you haven't done
Men
before.
in Black. Gringotts,
Gringotts,
exclusive attractions to Orlando. If you're coming from, because Albert, I know you're coming from Hollywood, so Transformers
I finally have an answer for Chainsaw Man. Sorry. So it's the 4D experience.
There you go.
And it's also on the Hollywood Dream Ride.
Oh shoot, that's sick.
What?
On the coaster.
Both ways, if I'm not mistaken, because it's on here twice. It's Chainsaw Man X Hollywood Dream the Ride Kickback, Katana versus Chainsaw.
Ooh.
And then they also have the same thing, just Kickback, and it's backdrop. So like when it goes like the backwards version of the coaster. So I'm guessing at some point in the night, it just rotates it and it goes the opposite way, which is pretty cool.
Also, Eldritch Terror. This is exactly my philosophy right here. Scream early, stay and Scream, stay late. Yeah, you do run the risk of having a kind of a meh run on a big IP house, especially if they're not fully staffed yet. You might not be able to see everything yet. But versus Express, you can always go back later if you have more time and you want to get another run in later on. Unless, like I said, if it's a big, maybe not Five Nights at Freddy's, it might not be that easy to do that. But with other houses, it might be.
Yeah.
Rather buy second night than buy Express. Yeah.
And at that point, if you're buying a second night, get a frequent fear pass. Especially if you're going if you're going opening weekend, get a rush of fear pass.
Or just the first month in general.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's rush of fear. Right. Is rush of fear the first month, first 3 weeks?
Well, Albert, that's what I'm saying. With the Express, you're going to be paying for one time per use, versus if you go to premium night, you can feasibly do houses over and over again if you really want to, and each time you're like, think about it like you would be spending on an Express pass. Okay, I'm just going to do math here. I'm going to math it. So let's say you do not do any rides. You're paying $16 per Express per house you're doing. If you're not doing any rides, if you're just doing, because Express also works on the rides, but let's say you're just doing 100 houses, it's about $160 for that opening night. So you're doing 16 per ride. Let's say you go and do, using last year's houses, Goblin's Feast, let's say during premium night, you do that house like 3 or 4 times. $16, $16, $16, $16. That's $16 you would be spending on that attraction.
$16 you could spend on merch.
Well, exactly. Or food. I was gonna say food, but food's included, right? So that's the thing is, with certain houses, obviously certain houses might be easier to get in and out of quicker than others, but if DC's still in here, I know he went to premium night. Chris, I know you went to premium night. Being able to do like Insidious 5-10 minute wait, having that be a part of it. I'm
Oh,
speaking
yeah.
into the void right now. Still going.
I am the man behind the veil.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Now I'm gonna just think about that all the time.
Yeah, that's true. As a frequent stay-in screamer, I'm someone who doesn't have, I'm someone who gets to go all the time. So I'm not someone who, if you get one bad run, I have had some really bad runs on houses during stay-in scream. Like, I noticed last year, Slaughter Cinema, that one could be rough during stay-in scream. Or like, just freshly open. Might be like half full. Like it does happen. Dueling Dragons, I noticed that happened a lot too during Stay and Scream. Dueling Dragons was like empty.
And I think that happens a lot with houses that have like specific costumes that are like larger.
Yeah, that's
Makes
true.
it difficult for like the actors to all get on set for that first set.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That is true. That is true. But do you guys feel like folks a lot in the houses are going fast? That's fair. That's fair. Although make sure to like drink water and stuff.
Yeah,
and
please
eat
drink
something.
water.
Eat something. Eat something.
Bring snacks with you. You
Bring
can
snacks.
And I feel like that's something a lot of people forget.
Mhm.
You can bring snacks with you in your backpack. You can bring one sealed bottle of water, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one sealed bottle of
I
water.
think per
in your
person,
backpack.
right?
Yeah, per person.
Which you can always
also
fill
bring
up.
You can also bring in your own water bottle, like
Mhm.
metal, like
Yeah.
a Walla or a Stanley or
Yeah.
whatever. You can bring one of those in with you if you want to use that.
Mm-hmm.
And keep it. You have the Coke Freestyle machine, so you can just fill it up with water consistently.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you want to keep with your electrolytes, freestyle cups are, $15 to $18 if you want to get it for the night. If you want to get Powerade throughout the night or whatever else non-alcoholic, you can. Also, my suggestion is if you're not trying to eat as well, if you have time for one meal, stop at like Minion Cafe or at Three Broomstick or no, Leaky Cauldron. Sorry, Three Broomsticks is in the other park. But like one of those places, it's gonna be similar price as HHN food, and you can get a whole meal out of it. And usually that food I feel like is sometimes a little more substantial, because you have to eat. The thing is like, yeah, stay hydrated, but also you like eat too, because you're gonna hate your life if you're in those queues and you're like, man, I'm hungry. Yeah, brought in 2 pub subs. Let's go.
Yo, that's a goated move.
Let's go.
You've never seen a show?
Oh no! How long?
How
Is this
long
like
you
Bill and
been
Ted
on
or
Nights?
AOV or Nightmare Fuel or what?
What year did you start going to Horror Nights? Except for the Lagoon show. I mean, you're not missing. Like that's a great show.
I mean, yeah, I haven't
Depending on
watched
the year.
Nightmare Fuel since the first year, so
I've watched the show at least once. The only show I don't think I've. The only time I haven't watched a show was Rocky Horror. Back in 2013. But everything else I did. Every other show I watched.
Bill and Ted Farewell.
Oh.
Wow!
Wait, you watched that show, right?
Don't offend Losh.
'Cause
It's
that's the
Josh.
last-
Josh is the one that doesn't like Bill and Ted.
Yeah, if that's the last show you watch, that's completely okay because you're not missing much. Because like that was peak Horror Nights entertainment when it comes to shows. Before that, we had The Carnage Returns.
That's until they do the Horror Nights makeup show.
ooh, don't start that rumor.
That's not a rumor. That's not a rumor. That's just something I want. Please.
It's not a rumor, it's a fact.
Yeah,
That's
put
just something I
that,
want.
put that Purge stunt show in the Bourne Theater.
Yeah, Purge show in the Bourne Theater and Horror Nights makeup show with Jack next year.
Ooh.
And in the Jack and Eddie.
No, what you do is you run the horror makeup show exactly how it goes, beat for beat. And when
Yeah.
they cut to the project, it's Eddie with a chainsaw.
Yeah. I wouldn't even mind that. Just take the damn 2017 Mummy out of there.
Please update it with Blumhouse. I've said this every year for like the past 5 years.
Or just cut it out, or just put nothing there. Let
Give
them
us the
riff some more.
animatronics.
Let them riff some more. I don't need to see a featurette on a movie that's gonna age poorly in 3 years. Like, it's fine.
So can Blumhouse be like, can FNAF be in horror makeup, like an experience in horror makeup? I know this sounds stupid. I know it sounds really stupid, but like, could it?
I mean, it's more, that's less makeup and more just prop work. So it's like, I don't know. I'm not sure of the specifics. That's why I just wish they would just cut out that part, because like we don't get the sorry, Hollywood people are probably wondering what the hell we're talking about. If you haven't seen the horror makeup show.
Special effects stage show.
No, not anymore. But
Fast
but
and
no.
Furious, Hollywood drift.
No, not yet. But the fresh blood, that bit, we only get that certain shows. That's not in every show. It used to be, I feel like, in a lot more shows. I feel like that was in a lot more. But
Yeah.
because of like all the other stuff, I'm like, why don't we just cut the mummy part and have more bits like that, which are like little funny bits like that you could just do with the crowd. More crowd work. Like, I'd rather see more of that than see just mummy footage and like forcing us to like it.
I'm tired of seeing Tom Cruise.
I'm not tired of seeing Tom Cruise. I'll watch Mission Impossible. That's fine. I just don't need to see.
I'm tired of it. Sensational is not the reason we don't have a Lagoon show anymore.
No.
It was a bad hurricane, like Chemo Dog said. A bad hurricane ruined one of the projectors.
Yeah.
And then we haven't had one since. Hopefully, in the next.
But
like,
there
10
is
years, we'll have a show
corn.
again.
There's corn in Fallout in the vault.
In the vault, because that's what they grow. Is they grow corn in Vault 33.
Yep.
Damn it.
Good. Why does Horror Nights keep picking these IPs that have corn?
See, if you would have done, that's going to be the argument for the video game. They'd be like, well, if you just did it based on the game, we wouldn't have this problem. Also, we're nearing 3 hours, y'all.
That's
this has been
crazy.
fun.
That's
It doesn't feel like
I know.
3 hours.
Off of just two house announcements.
2 house announcements.
Well, an experience in a house.
Should cherish your life.
Oh, I cherish our show. 100%.
trust me.
We cherish our show.
We watch that show.
That's a must every time. I know Chris, that's not it's for
not his
capital
cup of
K
tea.
Chris to
Yeah,
enjoy
he
it.
loves it.
But we like horror makeup show.
Yeah.
See horror makeup show every single time.
I also like animal actors. I just don't watch it enough.
Animal Actors is that's a funny little show right there. Imagination Celebration, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Peak entertainment
Come
at
on.
Universal right now. Where else
Although-
do you watch? Sensational?
Although, Le Cirque Canoe and Untrainable
Ooh.
Dragon,
Peak. Fantastic.
Chef's Kiss live
And I
shows,
don't know-
excellent.
Have you watched the Lagoon show? Not the Lagoon show. The Fountain show at Epic.
I've seen it, but I've not seen it in person. But I've seen videos of it.
So pretty.
Yeah, that show, I've had such mixed feelings because the first time I was like, it's like a Las Vegas like water show, like it's not anything special. But then I think it was that second day of after opening, I like saw it, like I watched the whole land or the world with the lights going and everything. It was like emotional. I I teared up.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially when they're like, the speech that they give about like Celestial Park bids you farewell or good night. And I was like, well, that's it. You guys did it.
Yeah.
Not better than Sensational still.
Sure.
But
I still think Sensational is the second best theme park show I've ever watched.
Dreamport's like, what?
Right behind Nightmare Fuel, a revenge dream from Halloween Horror Nights 32.
Right behind Marathon of Mayhem.
I wish I would love to have seen, and I think with the IPs this year, man, come on, just do it, just do it, just do it, guys.
Just with the two that we have right now announced.
Exactly.
be
Also,
ridiculous.
for those who keep wondering why I keep standing up, it's also because I've been sitting here for 3 hours. So I have to like stretch my legs, and I can't sit still. I'm the kind of person that needs to keep moving.
That's the reason I went to go get a shirt earlier. Like, what?
Yeah, that's fair. That's
I was
fair.
like, I'm standing up to get this shirt.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So any last minute things? I know I'm speaking from the shadows or what is it called in Insidious?
The further?
Further.
Yes, I am in the further right now.
He's in the upside down.
Yes, so we will be doing this probably again at some point in the future. We'll probably have more house announcements by the time we do this again. Probably like 3 or 4, for all you know. Maybe they'll finally announce the experience. What? Why are you making that face, Dreamport?
What was that sound I just heard?
There was a sound?
I heard like a smack sound.
Not from me.
That's why I questioned it.
Uh-oh. The ghosts are here with us. They followed us from the further.
Chris with the K is here. Josh is angry and Nightmare Port is coming.
Oh, no.
Now someone's going to just shout those names out when they see us. Yo, Nightmare
That's
Port.
That's for the live stream watchers. That's for the live stream watchers
I get Josh
exclusively.
regardless. People have known me for years. Call me Josh.
Oh,
That is
well, there
not
you
my
go.
name.
You're
My
a
name
Josh.
is also not Losh.
I thought your name was Josh at first, so it's okay.
Yeah, everyone did. It's like because I don't say my name at the beginning of every single one of my videos.
I get the feeling when Terrifier's announced a 10-minute stream. No, brother, it'll be a 3-hour stream still.
Oh my god, that's
fine.
hilarious.
So when the next announcement happens, I probably won't be here because I'll be in another country.
Nah.
Most likely because I'll be gone for like 12 days. But if I'm
Usually
here,
when Lodge leaves, an announcement happens.
it happened in
That's when-
2019.
that's when we get everything.
Ghostbusters got announced when I was in freaking Cuba.
Yeah, it's when we get everything announced. So everything's coming next week, guys. So let's get ready for it. By coast.
We'll host auditions for a Josh to sit in.
I'll take my laptop with me to DR, and then we'll see what happens from there.
See, if it's just me though, it's a 2-hour stream. I think Lasha added the extra hour on.
Yeah. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to any content that has us 3 in it.
It has to be 3 hours.
It's a guaranteed 3-hour.
Has to be 3 hours. It's never gonna be any less. Hey Brandon, what's up? Welcome to the tail end of the stream, my friend.
Wow.
Hi Brandon.
You caught us on the very last minute.
The
of
last
stream,
the finale.
and with a name like Voorhees, I assume you're.
Do you have any questions for us, Brandon?
Yes, you get the sole
You get the
golden
souls.
question of the. You get one good question, and it won't be. Do we think a Friday the 13th house is happening?
Do you think it's coming next week, especially?
But anyway, if people are looking for Jason movies to watch in preparation, I think on Pluto TV, I thought I saw something about them having Jason house or Jason movies. Other than the newer one is on HBO Max or whatever they call it now.
I've been looking to find the original because I don't want to look for. I have a box full of DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like looking for it, but I've been trying to find the first 3 because I want to watch the first 3 again.
Mm-hmm.
So you said Pluto?
That's when I last looked it up because I was like, oh, where are the movies at? And then I saw a post said Pluto. I have to check again, but no pressure. Got
Pluto's
one.
about to be my best friend.
Uh-oh.
Funny enough, I actually just found my my Blu-ray set yesterday. Unopened Blu-ray set. I have of the Friday the 13th movies.
All right, so
Except-
we're doing a watch party at Dreamport's house.
Exactly. I have everyone except for the remake, which I mean, good. I don't need the remake on there.
But do you have Freddy versus Jason?
Does it have? I don't think it has Freddy versus Jason on there.
No,
I
I
don't
don't
think
think that's
so.
a part of it. It
It's
probably
the-
ends at what, Jason Goes to Hell? Or
Yeah,
Jason
I think so.
X.
Jason.
One.
I think it has Jason X on it, the best one.
I will
Here
say
we
this,
go.
if we do get a Friday the 13th house, I want Jason X in there.
Me too.
It won't be in there.
It
I
won't
know
be.
them. It'll be an Easter egg or something.
Yeah, they'll
like
put the
you'll
mask in
see
there somewhere.
the mask. How limited are the UFF Weather Express going to be? Or,
I have no clue.
As of this exact moment, we do not know.
oh,
But
Yeah,
if
we
you
did-
if you do have another question, we would love to answer.
yeah, we don't know anything on that. That's a wait and see.
Yeah, that's
For
we'll
sure.
find out. I hope they sell Express because I know that a lot of people, like I know you, Sarah, and Ava always purchase Express every year, so it makes sense for you guys to like get it every year. So like, I hope they sell it again, but who knows? We don't know until the tickets go on sale. And
Pretty
at that
much.
point, we don't know when.
And pretty much we also wouldn't know how limited they are. It's either they have them or they don't, and I'm sure, whatever happens. I mean, last year I don't think anybody expected them to sell out like within 12 hours. So,
Yeah, that one's a good one. Because the Uber, I mean, like the one that he turns into, it's more like Power Rangers.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's so dumb. He just looks like a Power Rangers villain. That was
Yeah.
a stumper question.
it was a stumper question. Well, we got this question earlier and it was kind of the same thing of like, well,
We hope.
also gentlemen, we have crossed the 3-hour mark.
Woo, we made it.
made it.
Yay, we did it.
Woo.
Oh,
Let's go.
So, so if you're questioning why I'm not going to Hollywood this year, that's because I'm having a wedding. But it's also the reason I haven't gone to Hollywood for the last 3 years.
No big deal.
So 2026 is looking nice.
pizza fries.
Pizza fries are more consistent, but I think Twisted Taters have had better highs for me. That's my pick.
Reuben fries. Next question.
Yeti poutine. Next question.
Bring back the No Chance in Hell PB&J.
Bring back the
Yeti pizza.
cauliflower brains.
Ooh,
Yes.
yes.
Bring
Yeah,
back the.
and please just also put them in the Minions Cafe so I don't have to wait in line and I can just chill and like order them.
Okay,
Just-
so Autumn says that there's 8 Friday the 13th movies at the moment
Okay.
on Pluto.
Okay, not
So
bad.
there you go.
Watch
so
them while you
have
can,
a movie
though.
marathon.
Watch them because sites like Pluto, Tubi, all them places take them movies off without any
Yeah,
kind of
they,
warning.
they will quickly be
So,
like, oh,
for
it's
a,
gone.
For a while, the 2 of the 3 Terrifier movies were on. What I want to say it was Pluto.
Terrifying. They were on Tubi, 1 and 2,
Tubi,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. then
And
they stopped
All
those.
Hallows Eve, or was it? What's the first
Yeah,
one?
All
All
Hallows
Hallows
Eve.
Eve.
Yeah. The original.
Yeah. Now I'm looking for the
The
third
that
one,
doesn't
which is
have
only
David
on.
Howard Thurman. Where's the third?
Where is the third one?
Yeah, NES Jason. Oh man, with the purple jumps. Oh yeah, that would be
I-
nuts.
Dude, Lost TV colored Jason would slap.
That horseshoe burger? I don't remember
so
this one.
So it was the bottom was like a garlic toast, and then it had all the stuff on top of it, no top bun. It was so good.
What was this HHN 30 or 31?
I want to say
Oh,
31.
I think it was 31 because I think I remember this. I didn't get it, but I remember it being at the event. Bring back the hey, bring back that mummy cookie. Am I right, y'all? Right, chatters?
Boo.
Bring back the mummy plastic cardboard cookie.
Oh, single-handedly the worst thing I've ever. Like one of the worst things I've ever tasted.
Disgusting.
And it was free, so that was.
Oh man.
All right, I think it is time to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Dreamport Lodge. So Lodge will be out of town, so expect an announcement.
Yep.
Dreamport, you have a video coming out tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Should be tomorrow.
Okay.
Late, maybe probably later tomorrow, but tomorrow nonetheless.
Yes, and then I'm sure I will have something in the works. I always do. Whenever
Always.
the next announcement, I'm kind of making that decision. Do I work on this other video or do I wait for the announcement? So I'm sure something to be out.
Something.
Yep. Thank you all for sticking around. Thank you all for being here this way late.
Especially
I
those
did
who've
not
been here since
expect
the
for
beginning.
this to go that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are great.
Thank you all for the support.
Of course.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll do one of these in the future again. So stick around.